This is a Miami Sports Music Podcast Network production. This is the #1 Miami fan morning show. Clock Blockers, let's go.
I know the whole city riding. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprising. Switch it up, now we improvising. Go to get in the winter collar. Whole squad been trained to go. Fins for life, we throw the foe. Singing this just a welcome, bro. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time.
What's up, baby? Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show. Clock Blockers. What's up, baby? It's Wildin' Out Wednesday. That is right. I'm so freaking stoked for today's show. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be a doozy, as I like to say, a doozy. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am your host, Stephen D. I want to say good morning. Actually, before I say who I am, before I already have, fumbling up on my words here. It's Wednesday morning, all right? It's the best day of the week on the show as far as I'm concerned, besides Spread Kindness Friday. It's the most exciting to the fans. So let me say good morning to my family with a PH and my current Fin-Laws. What is going on? I'm your host, Stephen D. You can follow me on all social media at Stephen D SKPL. Spread kindness, positivity, and love. You can also follow Miami Sports Music everywhere at Miami Sports Music or on Twitter at MIA Sports Music. On your way in, make sure you hit that like button if you haven't done so already. No, seriously. What are y'all waiting on? Hit the like button, man. Hit it. Tap it. Whatever you got to do to it, just make it happen. Okay? Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. When you hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the bell notification so that way anytime Miami Sports Music goes live, you know where we're at. You know what we're going to do, okay? Also want to make sure and remind you all, if you haven't done so already, sign up to become a member today. There are plenty of seats waiting at the table for you to sign up and become a member of the family. My Vin Diesel voice. Family. All right, make sure you all sign up today. It'd be absolutely amazing if you signed up and become part of the beautiful family that we have here at Miami Sports Music. If you want to help the channel grow by donating, there's lots of different ways you can do it. You can use the YouTube Live Super Chat, which is the $ below the bottom of the chat. Or if you're rewatching us on replay, there's a new thing on YouTube called YouTube Super Thanks. It's a heart logo with a $ in the middle. And if you're watching this on replay and you want to donate to the channel, you can hit the YouTube Super Thanks. Now, if you don't want to do YouTube, because YouTube takes out like 45% or whatever it is, you guys can also donate to the channel through Cash App and PayPal, $MSM Podcast Network or MSM Podcast Network. And if you want to just rewind this, you can use the QR codes that we had up on the screen there, and you would be good to go. Want to give a big shout out to our sponsors of the show, ZSM Sports, Hangry Owls, Vasasaur, a great place to sit, and also Tail Greeter. We love Tail Greeter. Download their app today on the current Apple or Android device. I meant to say Crapple or Android device. You all know how I feel about it. Team Android all day. Let's go. Okay. All right. We're going to get ready. We got a big show lined up for you today. It's obviously Wildin' Out Wednesday. But before we get into Wildin' Out Wednesday, we got a big show lined up for you today because we got my brother from another mother. I love this guy. We've had a show together in the past. We've done a lot of stuff. We've known each other for a few years now, and he's one of the nicest, most genuine people in the industry. Y'all know him. Y'all love him. Ladies and gentlemen, from Locked On Canes, Mr. Alex Donno.
Steven, what's going
up,
on, man? You know I love you. I love you, but I am troubled by this Android allegiance of yours because and as much as I love you, when I see text messages from you come up in green and not blue, and the Apple folks know what I'm talking about, right? When you see the blue message, all's right in the world. When I see the Steven green message come up, I'm like, oh, this guy This guy without an iPhone. Come on.
Look, here's the thing. Apple are the elitist of the world, okay? And so as far as I'm concerned, you guys want to take over the world and just look, Android, you know what you can do with Androids, man? Let me tell you something. Apple people are what's wrong with this world, okay? That's how I feel about it. And I let everybody know about it every morning right here on my show, Team Android. Put it in the chat right now. Are you Team Android or Team Crapple? Put it in the chat.
Let's go crap.
What's going on, man?
Apple. Not much, man. Obviously, I'm very excited for the Final Four coming up. Oh, I see Trucker Sean is already saying green loser status. I agree with him. I'm excited for the Final Four coming up this weekend. You can see I'm all decked out in orange. I'm all decked out in the U today. I mean, this is literally the greatest Miami Hurricanes basketball run ever. They'd never been to the Final Four. They got to the Elite Eight last year, which at that time was the best tournament run ever. They'd never gotten past the Sweet 16. Now they're in the Final Four. So this is historic, and I'm glad this is going on because the Miami Heat stink right now. So at least I can watch some good
South Florida basketball. Like, I thought they were going to get the 4 or 5 seed in the East, or the 5 seed in the East, and now they're going to struggle to get into the play-in tournament. And I don't even get me started about the Heat. All right. Let's kind of, before we get into the men's tournament and the deep run that they're having and Jim Larinaga and all the great and wonderful things about the men's program, let's start with the women's program, who had a great run. The women's program made it all the way to the Elite Eight, losing to LSU. And I have to tell you, I watched that whole game and I was like, man, I don't know what happened, but they were 0 for 15 from the 3-point line in that game. And I felt like they abandoned everything that they did well throughout the entire tournament run. But they are a good team. And honestly, I'm excited to see what they can do next year. But it was a good run for the women.
Yeah, it doesn't help that LSU's women's team is just ridiculous. I mean, they ran into the wrong opponent. A lot of people feel like the men's team is about to run into the wrong opponent. We'll talk about that, but Final Four for the men, best run ever. Elite Eight for the women, that was the best run in Miami Hurricanes women's basketball history. And I can't be happier for Katie Meyer, their head coach, because I was working student radio at Miami back when she got hired. I think it was 05 or 06, something like that was her first year. So I've covered Katie from the very beginning, and she is so hardworking, Steve. Like, I used to, back when I was doing student radio, we used to take road trips with the women's team. We'd fly on the same plane and all that, ride on the same buses with the players and the coaches. And like, the second that a game was over and you get into that bus to go back to the hotel or to the airport, whatever the case may be, Katie was already on her laptop. She probably uses a tablet these days, but she was on her laptop putting in like CDs of game film for the next opponent, studying. Like, that woman never stops working, and she works so hard at her craft. And I've seen the way that she's like incrementally built that team up. And then, obviously the Cavender twins certainly helped this year, and they do have another year of eligibility. Yeah, they've got another year of eligibility if they choose to use it. I don't see why they wouldn't, right? Because maybe they, especially
Life Wallet and John Ruiz, they knew what they were getting with the twins. They were great market, and they're good basketball players. They're really good basketball players,
Yeah. So they got another year of eligibility. I think they very well could come back, and hopefully the women's team can build on that run that they just had, because they were underdogs all the way through. From I watched like their first tournament game against Oklahoma State. They were down like 17 points in that game, and they came back and won. It was ridiculous. So
Destiny was absolutely amazing in that whole tournament, and she's leaving, right? She's a senior, I believe. So, I don't know if she'll make it to the WNBA. I think she's good enough to make it to the WNBA, but nonetheless, it was a fun tournament, and I think they'll be back next year because the recruiting for South Florida in Miami have been nothing short of spectacular. And then obviously with the NIL deals, I truly believe the University of Miami women's team will have a huge advantage going into next season with the last 2 runs that they've had, as well as the recruiting process for this offseason. Just the last thing about the women's program, are they excited to move forward into next season and see what the opportunities are with recruiting and everything?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's nothing better from recruiting than the momentum you get from a deep tournament run, right? And I'm sure,
I agree.
I'm not an expert on women's basketball recruiting. Maybe I will try to be, and I will try to dive headfirst into that for the next couple of months. But I'm sure that Elite Eight run, especially all the attention that Miami was getting, good or bad. I know a lot of people tried to spin some negative stuff
Outside of
with
Miami,
NIL.
they did, or
Yeah,
outside of
yeah,
women's college basketball, they did because of the
yeah,
Twins, right? And the
right,
deal that they got. But I
yeah.
feel like if you're a young lady who's playing college basketball, you look at all the different programs, and there's look, Tennessee's got a great one, LSU's got a really good one. But you kind of look around there and you're like, man, I wouldn't mind going down to Miami and playing in South Florida and playing with the Twins and that great program down there. I feel like it should be very easy for them to recruit this offseason. And with the transfer portal being what it is, I do really feel like the women will have a huge advantage in the offseason and recruitment window. And I think they're going to they have a chance to win it all next year, as far as I'm
Yeah,
concerned.
and a quick note on that, because so many people, they talk about the transfer portal in football, but the transfer portal in basketball, I feel like, is even more of a game changer
It is.
because, you get one or two good players and it makes a much bigger difference than it makes in football. I mean, look at, the Cavender twins, obviously, for the women's team. Nigel Pack and Norchad Omier for the men's team both came in the portal and just made a gigantic difference. I mean, you get one or two solid starters in the portal, and that can completely turn your team around.
100%. All right, let's kind of transition over to the men's game. Not quite to the Miami Hurricanes yet. I know you're locked on Canes, but South Florida in general right now is just a powerhouse. Nova, who we're both familiar with, won the Division II men's championship. And there's another team in the Final Four from South Florida. You thought Boca was just for a retirement community. No, FAU is in the Final Four, man. And there's a chance that FAU and Miami could meet in the championship game. Just real quick, briefly touch on, the run that FAU has had just a little bit, but just South Florida basketball in general becoming a powerhouse.
Yeah, I mean, FAU, I know that they had like a long undefeated run to start the regular season, but still a lot of people, myself included, weren't paying a whole lot of attention to them because all right, you're going to get into the tournament. What are you really going to do in the tournament? And then actually watching them and watching their guard play, it's an unbelievable team, and they are the best story in college basketball right now. I mean, I know that I can look at Miami, who's been, an underdog in a lot of their games, but if what you said, if that actually happens, if you get the all South Florida final between Miami and FAU is going to be the darling. They're going to be the Cinderella. They're going to be the underdog, not Miami. I mean, that's just an incredible story, right up there with like when George Mason made the Final Four. It's like,
I remember that. That was a good Cinderella run.
Yeah, every now and then you get those Cinderellas, and that's what FAU is right now.
I know, and to transition over to the men's game, or to the Miami men's Hurricanes team, that team right now, I mean, Alex, Jim Larinaga has transformed this program. He's the first Division I men's head coach to have over 100 wins at 4 different schools. What has he done? What has he done to this program to make it that? I mean, let's be honest. Miami's Elite Eight last year, Final Four this year. They're one of the best college basketball programs in the nation. Why has it turned around with Jim Larinaga?
He is relatable and he is versatile. I think those are probably the most important coaching traits for him, in that he connects so well with these young men, and he's able to kind of rub off his work ethic on them, because Miami never has a player who plays for Coach L who doesn't work hard. And, you could see the on-court discipline. I look at the way Wooga Poplar has drastically improved his defense, right? And because that's often something, a lot of times you think that at a certain level, you can't really teach that to players. They either have it or they don't. But Wooga has gotten so much better in that. And that's also a testament to his own hard work. And then as far as the versatility goes, Coach L doesn't really have a trademark system. Like, he's never trying to put square pegs into round holes. He can always adapt to what he has. Because I've seen over the years, Coach L has had slow teams, fast teams, big teams, small teams. He always finds a way to get the most out of these guys. Obviously, this year especially, because it's the best team Miami has ever had. But this year he's got a very small, very athletic team. And to have somebody like Norchad Omier, who is guarding 7-footers every night at 6'7", and yet he can jump out of the gym. He's still snatching up those offensive rebounds from guys who are 5, 6, 7 inches taller than him sometimes. And the way he's been able to kind of unleash the versatility of Jordan Miller, who I believe is kind of the glue that holds the entire team together. And, Isaiah Wong, he helped guide Isaiah into an ACC Player of the Year type of season. So I just think that this year is like the culmination of all of Coach L's hard work. I think
perfect storm coming together, and all the ingredients that have been stewing in this pot for the last couple of years are finally coming to fruition. And that run last year, I think, affected this run this year because they knew, hey, look, we can get to the Elite Eight, but this is hard. We got to be focused. We got to be. And I knew, I was like, I don't care if they win the ACC tournament or not. I want them to be prepared for the tournament. And I knew that they could make a run at this thing. Let's shout out to Shake Money, by the way. He said best locked on host besides Brandon Olson. Great show, guys.
and Brandon Olson, he's my dude. He hosts Locked On Gators and does a great, even though I hate the Gators, Brandon does a great job. And I know Shake is a Gator fan, so he loves him some Brandon Olson. Brandon's a good dude. We talk a lot of trash back and forth, but he's kind of a good dude. Yeah.
Hey, just if you guys, I appreciate the donation. If you guys want to go to Locked On Canes and check out Alex's show, you guys can also donate to him. Make sure you support his show the same way you guys support it over here. All right, back to the kind of run. Let's talk about this last game in the Elite Eight, right? They faced Texas. Texas is one of the best teams in the nation. There's been a lot that's been going on with that program over the last couple of years, but the recruitment process that they've had and the players that they have been absolutely amazing. They go up pretty big at the beginning of the second half. And I have to be honest with you, Alex, I was like, I don't know if they're going to be able to come back from this. Like, I didn't see it. And then all of a sudden in the last 10 minutes, 12 minutes of that game, it's like Miami played an entire different game and they just came from behind and to win the game by 7 points against Texas was amazing to me.
And to do it without hitting threes was crazy.
I know. Yeah.
Usually, like you're down 13 points in the second half. You're like, how do you snap out of that? Well, you figure Nigel Pack, Wooga, Isaiah, they're going to start hitting 3-pointers, but that didn't. They
5 guys in double digits, 5 of them.
Wow.
Yeah, you had Omier, Miller, Pack, Wong, and Popular all in the double digits. I mean, that doesn't happen in college basketball games. You get 5 players in double digits. It just doesn't.
Yeah, and it goes to show how well-rounded of a team that they are. That they're not overly reliant on one guy, right? Because they do have the ACC Player of the Year on their team, but any given night, sometimes Isaiah's the best guy on the court, but a lot of times it's been Pack who's been so good. A lot of times
Jordan Miller had 27 points in this last game, and everybody else never even hit 20. So
and Miller had a historic performance because him going 7 for 7 from the floor, 13 for 13 from the free throw line. A stat line like that hadn't been done since Christian Laettner 31 years ago. 31 years since someone had a shooting and a free throw night like that. And that was how they cut into it. A lot of clutch free throws hit. Wong started to get hot late in that second half and hitting some contested jumpers. And the defense, they put the clamps on and they were able to kind of get back into it the old fashioned way. Like because usually nowadays, you'd start to see the 3 balls just flying from all over the place.
That's what the women were doing the other night at LSU. They were 0 for 15, but the whole game we're watching, my wife and I are sitting there with our daughter and we're watching the game. And I'm like, just go into the paint and just go for the 2s. And I just didn't, it's one of my biggest pet peeves, even in the pro game, Alex, that I feel like even when you're down 15, 16 points, you do not have to go for the 3. If teams would just lock down on defense, obviously, but just go into the paint. I mean, I feel like you'll get and that's what they did against Texas. And it was textbook of what I feel like most teams should do when they're down big.
And you made a great point that that's what most teams should do, but a lot of coaches don't have the patience to play it that way. A lot of coaches are like, "Oh, we have to start bombing our way out of this with 3-pointers." So I think you raised a great point. That's the fundamentals of how to come back in a game. And when the comeback started, Miami had plenty of time. Like maybe if they'd been down 13 in like the final 3 or 4 minutes, it would have been a little bit more
one
desperate.
thing. That's
Yeah.
one thing. Yeah.
So they were down 13, I think, with about 14 minutes left in the game. But it
Sure.
felt like I agree with you. It almost felt hopeless because at that point, Texas couldn't miss.
Texas was hitting shots, and they've been playing lights out for all year, and especially in the tournament. So I was like, I don't know, this might be it. This might be it. And then for them to come back, I was like, whoa. So all right, let's go to Saturday night. Saturday, Miami's playing UConn, the number 4 team in the tournament. I mean, let's talk about UConn. UConn's one of the best teams in the country, Alex. How does Miami defeat UConn? Because right now, UConn's the favorite in the game.
Yeah.
But man, I mean, Miami has overcome every single piece of adversity so far in this tournament.
Yeah, UConn, they have become, throughout the tournament, they have become that, favorite, because they've been steamrolling teams. I mean, they just did awful things to Gonzaga in the last round. They just humiliated Zags, and they've gotten incredible guard play and shooting from Crawford. Sanoga he's been a machine throughout this tournament. So there's going to be a lot of firepower for Miami to watch for. I mean, these are 2 really high scoring teams. I guess I can understand why a lot of the so-called experts are picking UConn to win the game. But at the same time, Miami hasn't gotten any respect the entire way. I mean, the Hurricanes, ever since the Drake game where they were favorites against Drake, but a lot of people were picking Drake over Miami just because, the 12-5s, a lot of people think those 12-5 upsets are going to happen. This one didn't happen. But then every round since, Miami had been underdogs against Indiana, underdogs against Houston, who are number 1 seed, underdogs against Texas, who were a 2 seed. So they've already gotten through a 1 and a 2, and now they go up against a really dangerous 4. Now, I don't want anyone to underestimate UConn because they're a 4 seed, because they had a weird regular season.
They did.
Where they started out hot, and then they had a really bad stretch. I can't remember what the record was, but they had a really bad stretch like in the middle of the season that kind of downgraded their record a little bit, and then they finished really strong, and they've been peaking at the right time. UConn is a great team, but I look at both of these teams are peaking at the right time. And it's funny how a lot of people will use like Miami's worst losses against them from the regular season. Like, oh, remember when they blew a 25-point lead against Florida State? Remember when they lost to Georgia Tech, like ugly losses? But then when it's somebody like UConn, they're like, oh, well, they got through their tough stretch and now they're peaking. It's like, okay, so you care what bad things happen in Miami in January and February, but you don't care what happened to UConn in January. Like these teams are both.
I said the same thing when the seeding came out. I was like,
yeah.
But to me, honestly, Alex, it's a respect thing, right? And I don't know if the committee, UConn for years has been a powerhouse in college basketball. So I think they got the benefit of the doubt a little bit more than University of Miami, who's been good for the last 2 or 3 years, let's be honest. So, I think that's where that comes in.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see just how Miami is going to try to attack UConn, because it's been different every game, Steve. I mean, sometimes it's Miami's 3-point shooting, like they were 11 for 25 against Houston. They lit it up from the perimeter. Sometimes they're more attacking the basket. You switch up the defensive formations, so you never really know how Larinaga is going to approach an opponent. So I'm really curious to see what kind of a blueprint he comes up against UConn, because it's going to be a difficult game. But for both teams, I mean, UConn is looking at Miami. They're like, man, we couldn't have been on the other side. Like, we couldn't have gotten FAU or San Diego State. Like, Miami's not the team that UConn wanted to face either.
No, that's 100% true. All right, real quick, just there's so much we could get into. So, and we only had a limited amount of time, but let's just talk about the possibility of a South Florida championship game. What is that? What is that going to do for South Florida? I mean, again, I know we already kind of touched on it, but I mean, Nova University being the Division II and now a potential NCAA championship game against 2 teams that are 40 miles apart.
Yeah.
If so, it's to me, it's just absolutely it's awesome, and I'm pretty excited about it.
I hope we get that game just so I can see how people outside of South Florida complain about it, right? Because I'm already seeing people complain about, oh, this is the worst Final Four ever. Like,
No
where's Duke?
way. No
Where's
way.
UNC? Where's Kansas State?
I'm
Where's
glad we don't have an
Kentucky? Where's
all blue Final Four like we did last year.
Right, which I'm not a fan of that, and I'm not just saying that because Miami's in it this year. Just in general, I prefer to watch some chaos and some Cinderellas. I mean, it's okay if you have one or two blue bloods in, and UConn, I believe, is a blue blood, so they are still in it to this point. That's fine with me. But when you get some good stories, because Miami, San Diego State, FAU being the best story, these are all good stories to be in the Final Four. And if you were to get Miami FAU in the final game, I would freaking love it. I know a lot of the traditionalists and people are, I saw somebody in the chat, and I think they're right, say earlier that they're projecting this to be the lowest rated TV ratings wise Final Four ever. And yeah, there you go again. Would break
That's
record
noob.
low.
That's level 2 noob.
They would level 2 noob. They would set ratings records in South Florida. That's for sure. I mean, can you imagine from Palm Beach County down through Dade County? You'll never have an NCAA tournament game watched as much as that one. So nationally, the ratings wouldn't be so good, but locally, they'd be fantastic, and I would love every second of it.
All right, Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. I got Alex Donno from Locked On Canes, a really good friend of mine, a really good friend of the show's, and we got him on for about another 10 minutes. Let's kind of switch territories, man. Let's talk some football. Let's talk exactly everything that's going on. Let's talk Jason Taylor being a part of the University of Miami. What is that like that he's a coach there now and he's a part of that program in more even official capacity than he was last year?
Well, he really inspires the players. Anybody who plays football in high school level, college level, peewee, everybody knows who Jason Taylor is. So he's somebody who commands respect. I think it's something that is going to help Miami on the recruiting trail. And the good thing about it is, like, not only is he Jason Taylor and he's got a recognizable face and all that, but he puts in the work, right? I mean, covering Jason last year as an analyst, before he got that promotion, seeing him on the field in his element this year, even going back to when he was coaching at St. Thomas Aquinas. I wasn't covering high school football that closely, but I did cover it a little bit and talk to a lot of people who did. And everyone always told me, like, hey, I know this guy's got all the money in the bank and he's got the Hall of Fame jacket, but he puts in the work. Like, he's not one of these Hall of Famers who just kind of kicks his feet up and just lives life on autopilot. Like, he really enjoys the grind. He really enjoys teaching young players, from the high school level and now to the college level. And, everything that I hear from, Miami players, edge rushers, is that he's able to really demonstrate things and break them down in simple terms. Like, he's just a good teacher. And in order for him to end up on this staff, because Mario Cristobal, I love him. He's got a reputation for pushing his coaches very, very hard, and that's not for everybody, right? Like, he keeps the type of hours that Cristobal keeps. Sometimes he's in the office at 4:30 in the morning, and if he's in the office at that time and only sleeping a couple of hours, he expects his assistant coaches to kind of live that same way, and it can wear you down. It can be a grind, but Jason knew what he signed up for. So clearly he's willing to live that kind of life if he wanted to not only stay on the staff, but even take a bigger role on the coaching staff. So it's enjoyable to watch, man. And, obviously anytime, again, like, I cover recruiting a lot these days. When you have someone like Jason Taylor, FaceTiming with players or going into living rooms and going out to watch your high school games, he commands everyone's attention. He commands everyone's respect.
And it's funny that you kind of bring that up about, Cristobal and coaches, and sometimes, it doesn't always work out. So correct me if I'm wrong. This is the rumor that I heard. So I heard, he obviously coached high school. And one of the things that for me that has always been fun to watch is, just kind of seeing what he would do in his post career. So he coached high school, and I heard he took the analyst job last year because it was close to home. And it was right in their backyard. And also he didn't take an official job on the coaching staff because he wanted to see the operation of how college football worked in general. And what I heard is he fell in love with it. He fell in love with the process. He fell in love with the program, the players. And it was just he liked Cristobal and he liked what was going on here. So for all those things, he knew what he was walking into. It wasn't like, he got to see it hands-on yet from afar last year as an analyst, but now he's in the full thick of it, and that's what he wants because he's seen it and he thinks that he can make a difference in this program, and he likes Cristobal.
Yeah, I can remember, when he took the initial job last year, the analyst job, which is kind of it's a limited role, but someone like Jason put extra work into it. So he went above and beyond the analyst role. But I can remember talking to somebody who's close to him, like his first couple weeks on the job, and they were like, this is interesting. I wonder if he's going to stick there. Like, I wonder if this is what he really wants to do. And then I check back in a couple months later, and it's like, oh, he's in his bag. Like he's really enjoying. Like, it was around the spring game last year, I think, was when I followed up on it. And they're like, oh yeah, he's enjoying it. He loves what he's doing there.
So let's talk about Cristobal in the process. Like, what do you expect from them this year? Because let's be honest, we're both Hurricane fans. That's where we met, was the turnover chain horror deal with Solo D. That's right. And now it's now we've moved forward in this process, but we've never been able to break that barrier, the Hurricanes football program, to be national champions, or even, let's be honest, even compete up there. The closest we got was the Orange Bowl during the turnover chain year against Wisconsin, and then we get killed by Wisconsin. What do the Hurricanes need to do to become the program that we all want them to be and make a run at the national championship?
Well, the first step is just talent acquisition, just raising the floor of the talent level, which is what I think they're doing, and I hope that they're doing right now with the players that they brought in the class of 2023 and some of the guys they brought in the class of 2022. Because if you look at you've followed the NFL forever, you remember when Miami used to have 3, 4, 5, once even 6 guys in the first round of the NFL draft. Like, that used to be like a regular thing where, this guy's going to be a first rounder. And if a certain player on Miami, 20 years ago was a third rounder, you're like, how come he's not getting drafted higher? What's going on? Now you're lucky if you get 2 guys drafted, period, coming out of Miami. So doesn't that kind of tell the story about how the talent level has been lacking, right? And we can all talk about little game day coaching things, which obviously are important, when you start to, when the margins start shrinking, because people will say, oh, you know what, Mario, he's not the best game day coach, doesn't always know when to call timeouts properly, and the approach is not always the best. And we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, because in the meantime, you can't have an offensive line that was as horrific as last year and the last couple of years.
Bad,
and no depth whatsoever, right?
But I thought Cristobal was supposed to change all that, Alex. I thought Cristobal was supposed to come in and help in the recruitment process and change all that around. What happened?
Right, but that's what I firmly believe is happening now, right? Okay. Because the offensive line heading into next year, which is going to, like, if these guys are just competent, and I think they can be better than competent, it's going to raise your floor so much, Steve, because coming into next year, you got 2 high-level starters out of the transfer portal who are going to make an immediate difference. Javion Cohen, who was with the Alabama Crimson Tide the last couple of years, hasn't given up a sack in his career playing left guard for Alabama. He's going to be Miami's starting left guard. And they get this center from UCF, Matt Lee, who I've really fallen in love with this dude as a player, seeing him around spring the last couple of weeks. Because this guy,
he was highly recruited in the transfer portal.
He's a leader and he's a grinder. And he was, one of the top 3 graded centers in all of college football last year, and has had a really good couple of years. So he's going to be the starting center, no doubt about it. And they recruited well in the early enrollee freshmen who are coming in now. They got 2 5-star tackles, Steve. You get Francis Mauangoa, who's been starting at right tackle in practice. Like, this guy's a man-child out of IMG Academy. And my personal favorite, the pancake honcho, Samson Okunlola, who I believe is going to become, probably not this year, but within the next couple of years, a starting left tackle at Miami. I mean, the guy has great technique and great size. So, unless there's just some terrible luck and a bunch of guys get injured, I think the offensive line is going to be considerably better this coming year. They've got, the guys that Jason Taylor coaches, the edge rushers, they're loaded there. Defensive tackle, not as much. They're a little bit thin. with the big guys in the interior. So hopefully they have a little bit of luck with certain players stepping up at defensive tackle. But I think if the trench play can get better, because the trench play was bad on both sides last year, if that can get better, I think it's going to significantly just raise the floor for this team. And listen, I'm not, in 2023, I'm not expecting Miami to win the ACC. I'm not expecting them to, play in the college football playoff this coming year. But I do expect to see a significant improvement in competitiveness. And, I expect that to translate into at least a couple more wins than they got last year. And then hopefully this can set the foundation for the team climbing up quickly.
All right, last question I have for you. NFL draft is coming up. Are there any Miami Hurricanes that you fully expect will make an impact? I know PJ Max says you think we have 2 first-round safeties in 2024, or I know that's 2024, but I'm more interested in this year's draft from the standpoint of Mallory. I know he's being looked at. I've even seen a lot of draft boards even have him maybe potentially going to Miami, to the Dolphins. How cool would that be? But just out of curiosity, what do you think about some of the players that could get drafted?
Yeah, Mallory's one. I think he'll be not a first round guy, but like a second, maybe a second day, early third day pick. And I think someone's going to get a steal in Mallory. He had a really good combine and just had a really good pro day a couple days ago. He's a lot faster than he looks as a pass catching tight end, which is pretty important. He's got really good hands. He's not the best blocker, but these days, how many?
That's why I don't think he'll be a Dolphin. When people put it up there, I'm like, that's why I don't believe he'll be a Dolphin. But I've seen mock drafts with people putting him in the Dolphins.
Yeah, it's not to say he's a terrible blocker, but it's definitely and you notice a lot more of these guys coming out of college now, where you'll have on the same team, you'll have like a receiving tight end and then more of a blocking tight end, right? Because the Hurricanes last year, Dom Mammarelli was like their blocking tight end. And this year, I think Mammarelli is back this year, but they also have Cam McCormick, who they just got in the transfer portal from Oregon, who was actually the highest rated blocking tight end in college football last year. So it's like you've got more specialists at tight end now. It's like you don't have as many well-rounded guys. But Mallory's not a terrible blocker. It's just not really his strength, but he's incredibly quick. And he's the type of guy where when everyone's doing the pre-draft interviews, he's going to ace all the interviews, right?
His stock will go up on that alone.
Yeah, he's very, very well spoken. He's got all those leadership traits the teams look for. So that's a big one for me. Tyreek Stevenson, I think, is going to end up probably being he's going to be one of those guys who may end up being a better pro than he was a collegiate guy. He had kind of a frustrating final year at Miami last year, but I think a lot of that just had to do with the entire team not being good. So him having to pick up a lot of extra assignments and getting exposed by his teammates a little bit. But, Tyreek Stevenson, the defensive back, some people wonder if maybe he's too big to be a cornerback and he transitioned to safety. I guess we'll find out, but he's fast and he's looked really good in his postseason stuff. So he's going to get drafted. And then after that, your guess is as good as mine. I think those are probably the only 2 players that get drafted this year. But, we had someone in the chat mention 2024. If Miami's going to have 2 first-round safeties, I think they'll have one. I think Cameron Kinchins is going to be a first-rounder. I assume the other one he's talking about is James Williams, James is just a wild card, right? Because he's got that.
He could have a big year this year. He's
a unicorn with his size, because the guy, he's 6'5" playing safety. Like he's the size of a linebacker with the range of a safety, but he's had some injury troubles this past year, and he's had tackling troubles, which may have been related to the injury troubles, if I'm being honest. But he's really, really good in coverage, and he's got good instincts, but his tackling has struggled a little bit, but he's got all the potential in the world. He's a former 5-star recruit. So if he can put it all together this year, then yeah, maybe you have 2 first-round safeties.
All right, Alex. I appreciate you coming on today, man. I missed you, man. It's been a while. We can't wait this long again for you to come back on, man.
We'll do it again sooner.
Hey, my Miami Sports Music will be covering day 2 of the draft that Friday night. Maybe I'll have you come on for 15 or 20 minutes and you can hang out with us during the draft as we get closer to the Dolphins pick and hang out with us. But where can the people find all your stuff? Tell them, everywhere you are, I want them to know.
Sure. Yeah. You can follow my show account on Twitter at Locked On Canes. You can follow my personal account at Alex Donno. You can make sure to subscribe to Locked On Canes on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the Odyssey app, basically anywhere you get your podcast, subscribe to that. And yeah, we'll have an episode coming out later on today. We'll talk some hoops, obviously, and I want to talk about who I think is the most important recruit on Miami's board, who's going to be announcing a commitment in 10 days. 4-star quarterback Aaron Noland. Is Miami the leader for him? We will talk about that and more today on Locked On Canes.
Guys, ladies and gentlemen, go follow my man, Alex. Alex, thank you again for coming on, brother. I love you, man. I miss you. And go Canes, man. I want to see a national championship game Friday night. Hurricanes, versus, the Owls. It'll be great.
Yeah. Thank you so much, man. Love you too. Thank you for having me.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Alex Donno right here on the #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers. Man, I hope y'all enjoyed that. If you didn't, I don't know what you were doing or where you were at, but that was great. Alex is such a good guy, man. I agree with you, Cesar. Donno, you're an amazing talent and great guy. He is, man. He's even a better guy. We've talked on the phone a million times, and he's helped me in my pursuit of what I want to do and vice versa. And he's just such a good guy. So I can't say enough great things about Alex. All right, man, here we go. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show. It is Wildin' Out Wednesday. You know what that means. That's right. We're going to have the full panel on. We're going to be talking Dolphins. And yesterday, you guys donated to the channel. We hit the goal. So there's no swear jar today on the channel. No swear jar on the channel for Wildin' Out Wednesday. You can let all the words fly that you want. Now, bans are in full effect, as everybody knows. Just so y'all know how it works, it's $10 for 10 minutes. $50 for a day ban, $100 for a week-long ban, $250 for a month-long ban. You pay double to bring that person back from the ban, okay? Remember, this is for fun and supports the channel. Enjoy. Don't take it personally. Now, part of the rules, you or someone on your behalf can pay to bring you back. Once that happens, the original person who banned and or timed out that person can no longer ban or time out at that level. They must move up to the next tier, but someone else can ban or time them out at any level. So all things are fair in the world of Wildin' Out Wednesday. And again, there's no hold on. Let me there's
no swear jar.
All right. I wanted to do that. Okay, here we go. Let me drop the link for y'all to get up in here. Man, it's going to be fun today. It's going to be fun. I'm super stoked about it. I don't know about y'all, but I am stoked. Yes, I know my internet connection's been a little choppy. I've been trying to get them to come back in here and fix it, but it is going to be good. It's going to be a lot of fun, so make sure y'all do that. Okay. Children should be in school right now. PJ Max says, Amicus says, all is fair in love and war. Hey, look, and the topic obviously is always Miami Dolphins, as we know. So I just dropped the link in there, and I'm trying to pull up everything. And there we go. There we go. We got the first person in there in the back room. As soon as I pull this up, make sure we're good. Pin. There we go. Pin message. Now it's pinned to the top of the chat. So we're good there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, first person on the panel today. Color. What's up, Color?
What's up, Steven? Did I really make it the first person? God, I got to drop back out because you're not deserving of me being the first person on your panel.
But I am, Color. I am. I absolutely am. And you know what? Today is, of all days, is probably the best day for you to be #1 because
I know. I was thinking top of the fucking morning to you, Steven D. I had to just kick it off proper, but I don't have much time. I'm going to be back on a little later on, but I wanted to pop in to say hi and to also if Donno's ears are still around. Shout out to Donno. I wanted to say hi to him too. Love his coverage of the Canes. Make sure y'all are getting over to his YouTube channel because he rebroadcasts Locked On Canes over there all the time. and he's a really good guy and interacts with everybody. But I wanted to just follow up something he was talking about with Kane's recruiting and all that. Something he had touched on last off season, and probably has again, but just kind of overlooked it talking about it. But I also wanted to remind everybody that we weren't really expected. I mean, we know Cristobal is coming in. He's rebuilding everything. Last year really wasn't supposed to have high expectations.
It wasn't.
Until we put that 70 burger on somebody. And then everybody was like, oh, we've arrived early. And that really wasn't the case. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I think in college football, Color, people want that automatic turnaround in your program.
Well, sure.
Right?
I mean, everybody knew that we weren't there this year. It's just that when we saw that performance, we're like, oh, wow.
But the casual fan did want that, Color. And so.
Oh, sure. Well, they always do.
First of all, Color, they got to realize that they dropped 70 on Bethune.
Well, yeah, but you're supposed to do that is what I'm saying. Like, you're supposed to do that. And we did. That's why people were like, okay, are we here?
We brought in Cristobal because he was supposed to be that person to take that, program and just turn it around to, what we weren't getting. And so I think that, let's call a spade a spade. University of Miami men's football or University of Miami football program has been nothing short of disappointing. I
was just going to reiterate that. Dade County's right.
Thank you, Al Golden.
Yeah, and Dade County's right. Dade County's right. I mean, it's only Bethune-Cookman because I get what you're saying, but we haven't even put 70 burgers on anybody in a long time. But what I was going to say,
Middle Tennessee kicked our ass last year by like 50.
I know. I got you. I'm just saying that I'm like you. I was pumping the brakes, saying, "Hey, hold on a minute," because we weren't really supposed to arrive last year.
3 seasons. You need 3 seasons.
The thing of it is that what you were just talking about, Stephen D. People have to remember we're only a year and a half removed from reports coming out in the media that nobody was interested in football anymore. In the as far as the alum goes at the University of Miami and all the money coming in. So we're only a year and a half removed from that report. So the fact that they turn around, bring Cristobal in, we're building stuff up, and we actually have a realistic hope for the future is completely 360 degrees from or 180 degrees from what they were talking not even a year and a half ago.
I like what Alex Donno just said, and basically, the point of him saying, look, I don't have any expectations of being, in the college football playoff this year. What I want is a good year, make a nice bowl, be respectable, make a bowl game, and go from there. And I believe that's, and I think I think we're on track. We're still on schedule for that, exactly where we're supposed to be at. Donno made a really good point last year also that, where the Hurricanes have really been shining lately is this recruiting period, or the one that passed January, February, where we were going to see a lot better moves than we had seen. And it was going to make our overall recruiting, optics look, way better than they were, back in August. You know what I mean? So, 100%. And I think he's made a valid point, and it seems a lot to be coming to fruition. Where, like he pointed out, with the offensive lineman, that hadn't given up a sack, coming from Bama. So, yeah, I mean, so I think there's a lot of optimism down at the U right now, and I'm really happy to see it after all these years. So. To all my Miami Hurricane fans, we are planning on having more coverage for the Hurricanes this upcoming football season.
Likewise, over on my end with Color Tom.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'll be tuned in for that.
It's been neglected too long
for the University of Miami college football. So I'm pretty excited about that. So if you guys like University of Miami college football, hey, look, Miami Sports Music Podcast Network, we're going to have some stuff for you this upcoming football season.
Hey, like anything else, Stevie D, winning makes it interesting, bro. You know what I mean? That's all there is to it, man. Winning sells.
And that's the city of Miami in general. You got to win if you want support.
Exactly. But I'll be back in a bit, Stevie D. I got to go take care of an errand real quick. Appreciate you having me up. Good morning to everybody that's already up on the panel, too. See y'all in a bit.
All right, Color. Be safe, man. Stay black.
Thanks, man.
All right, Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. It is Wildin' Out Wednesday. There's no swear jar. Everything is fair in love and war. That's right. We're going to town. It's going to be a lot of fun today. Full bands, timeouts are in full effect. So let's get going. Dade County WAP, Mark. Good morning, gentlemen. What's going on?
Hey, what it is, gang?
Floor's yours,
how are things in the world of Dolphin this morning?
I think things are really good in the world of Dolphins this morning, Mark. I believe that the Miami Dolphins are on the right track. So let me tell you all a little quick thing. So last night I was getting ready to go to bed at I don't know, almost midnight, and I've been playing phone tag with Dougley Durong for like a week, and so Dougley Durong and I ended up. He calls me. We finally get a hold of each other. He's like, "Are you a vet? Can you talk?" I was like, "I was getting ready to go to bed, but I'll talk for a little bit." Well, a little bit turned to 3 a.m. and we talked literally about everything and nothing all at the same time. So I've literally, I ended up going to bed around 3, and I can't stand Dougley Durong right now because I'm so tired.
Don't worry, Steven. We got you.
Dougie's outstanding. I love him to death. I'm kind of comparing all the teams in the AFC East right now, and obviously it's preliminary because the draft hasn't happened yet, and then we haven't hit the next phase of post-draft free agency, and then after the June 1st cuts. But you have to take a look at where the Dolphins are right now and consider them to be, a viable upper tier, first place competitive, team, and the Jets are a step behind, obviously, because we don't know what the compensation is going to be for Rodgers. Although I do think it's going to be both number 2s, so the Jets will have one number 1 pick and then nothing afterwards. And the Patriots,
allegedly the holdup for that, Mark, is whatchamacallit. Oh man, Mark, I'm sorry, buddy. Man.
Hey,
Cruz said, F out of here. Actually, I can cuss today. Fuck out of here, Mark. You can pay double to come back, Mark. I love you, man.
Hey, Steven, dude, I'm only going to be up here for a second before I go to work. I don't know if you heard, Parrish is back in the hospital.
I did. Yep. We have. I've already talked about it, so yeah. Okay. Shout out to Paris. Yep, shout out to Paris. I know.
I just want to say I think Ramsey is going to be playing a lot of safety this year for us.
Ramsey? Jalen?
Yep. If the team has 2 number 1 receivers, I think he'll be playing more corner. But you think about it, Ramsey said in his press conference, I'm more of a DB than a corner. He's going to want to move him around a lot. And you're going to see him getting moved around a lot. And that's why you bring back a Needham, a Kohu, these guys up front with Ramsey helping out in the back end too.
I would say that's a very interesting take. I don't know if I've heard him playing necessarily safety.
He played safety at Florida State. He also
I know he did, but what I'll say to this is, Todd, what I do know is that Vic Fangio says he's going to be very different from his past defensive schemes because of a lot of stuff that he's learned over the year of him being off. So don't necessarily be on the lookout for him having a similar defense to what he's had in the past.
But you saw where Ramsey excelled last year was in the slot. And that's the thing. He plays all over. So I have a feeling the way he had his press conference, the way they said about him being a corner, and then he said, no, I'm a defensive back. I think there's something in mind where he's going to be all over the field. He's going to be that Swiss Army knife where, okay, we're going to put you here. We're going to mess up the defense or the offense by putting you in different spots.
It'll be
I would agree with that. I would just say probably not as much safety. I would say more slot.
Slot corner sound, or 100%. Now, if y'all remember, Deion Sanders at the end of his career played nickel, right? Now, I don't know if we'll necessarily have that, but I mean,
safety too.
If your theory comes to fruition, I could see him being like Deion at the end of Deion.
Baltimore. You remember Rod Woodson?
Rod Woodson, yep. He was on that
He
Baltimore.
moved to safety. He made Pro Bowl as a safety towards the end, and or All Pro, and he was an All Pro corner in the beginning.
Yep.
It's just, I think he's going to be moving him around a lot to confuse the defense or offenses.
Lamar Bennett says, I would rather have SCX play safety, a take I had before Ramsey got here. That's interesting. That's very interesting nonetheless. And here's the thing, gentlemen. Cater Kahoo and Trill Williams, these are young guys that still have a lot to prove and step up on. But I would love, I mean, look, I'm not saying that your theory's wrong, Todd. I'm saying it's very interesting and unique, and it's something that maybe we keep an eye on. But it sounds like Lamar thinks X should play safety. So if X or Jalen get a chance to play safety, maybe it gives these younger guys an opportunity to step up on their game, you know? I think it'll be good. Good morning, Sharif. What's up, Sharif? How are you?
Great, man. I'm doing great. Fins up, everyone.
Fins up.
Yeah, man. I'm excited about this defense, man. I think looking at some film, I think what we expect is we don't expect the dancing seven or the amoeba anymore. But let me tell you this. Someone is going to replace someone else, like maybe the weak side linebacker will replace the left cornerback, because the left cornerback is coming. The thing is, you don't know who's coming out of either the left or right corner. Strong weak side linebacker.
Talking about corner, we're covered. We have everybody we need in the secondary.
But I mean on Fangio's blitz. He said we're only going to blitz when we want to, right?
I understand.
But the thing is,
you're talking about, but as far as
replacing the area that someone blitzed, I think that's going to be the confusion for other teams, because when someone blitzes from us, that area is going to be replaced very quickly and uniquely. That's going to be a confusion for the quarterback as well, but someone will be coming.
It'll be interesting to see nonetheless. Pete, good morning, Pete. What's up, man?
Good morning. Can you guys hear me?
Hey, Pete, just so you know, there's no swear jar today. No swear jar.
You know, I'm upset about that, Steven. We got kids out here listening. We have kids out here that
they're in school, bro.
It's spring break day. There's kids out here.
Spring break,
and you know,
spring break is over.
You know what?
Monday for us.
We didn't have these technologies when we were in school, Steven. Can you imagine me with like in high school right now or middle school with a cell phone? I'll be tuned into all this Dolphin stuff nonstop. I would not learn anything. This was
and the teacher would take your phone. And the teacher would take your phone. There's nothing to worry about, bro.
Aldo said, "Bye, Pete. $20. See you back in 20 minutes." Boy, they go hard in the
throat this morning, boy.
Hey, Stephen D. What do you think about Herb Smith picking Cincinnati over us?
Say that again.
It was reported that Herb Smith picked Cincinnati Bengals, the tight end, over us this morning. Signed with Cincinnati.
I mean, if that's true, I mean, I guess I'm not upset with it. Look, I do, but here's the thing. I don't know if that's necessarily the case, right? What I do know is that the Dolphins only want to spend X dollar amount. Do you know what type of contract he got with the Bengals?
No, but what he said is he feels he could win a Super Bowl easier there.
I mean, that's fine. He can think that all he wants to. What I will say to him is what I believe is probably more likely is that they didn't give him the money that he was asking for.
I agree. But you know that also takes Cincinnati out the tight end market in the draft.
I mean, that's true.
Too. I thought they were going to get the guy from Georgia.
Well, I mean, that helps us, right? That's one less person, one less team we have to worry about that we can potentially go after in the draft. So it'll be interesting. William, hey, you got a lot of background noise, William.
Good morning, Steven.
What is up, man? How are you?
I'm not bad. I apologize to Pete for yesterday. I should not have told him to shut up in such a rude manner.
That was a rude manner, but you know what isn't rude, my guy? It's Wild Wednesday and no fucking swear jar. Let's go.
All right, then fuck Pete. I'm just kidding.
I love it, man.
Hey, Steven, we're gonna have to start banning white people from schools these days. I heard.
Hey,
Trying to tell you.
No, hey, look, man. No political. None of this talk. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to get away from all that bullshit.
Hey, I got a real thought that I was thinking yesterday, and I wrote it in the chat, but I really want to kind of like expand upon it. We're looking at Tua going into year 2 in the same system. Now, if you remember at Alabama, that he was one of the best passers outside the numbers in college whenever he was there.
A lot of Dolphins fans are going to be mad at you, Roll Tide man, that you brought up Alabama from him, but go ahead.
But whenever he was in college, he was one of the best passers to outside of the numbers. In fact, came in and won a national championship outside the numbers.
You have
hopefully
a lot of people.
They'll be fine, but hopefully we get a return to seeing some more of that outside the numbers throwing, more than over across the middle of the field this year. That's what I'm looking forward to. That's what I'm looking to see from Tua this year, as far as his improvements, as we've seen him improve year after year, especially in this year 2 in this system. What do y'all think about that?
I mean, I've been saying that for a long time now. As a matter of fact, I had a conversation. I talked with Dougley about that last night. We were talking about Tua, and I was like, in my opinion, I believe that, this is the best this team has ever looked in the last 20 years, personally. But not only that, Tua now has a second consecutive year with the playbook, right? And that he hasn't had that in a long time. So the little things like what you're talking about, he's not having to learn a playbook now. Now he's like, I know the playbook. Let me now I can take extra time to work on those things to become even a better football player. And the reality of the situation, William, is for 70% of the season last year, he played at an MVP level. So there's no reason, in my opinion, that his game can't improve this year. And people think I'm a homer. People think I'm a Tua fan. Whatever. I do like Tua. That's true. But I believe I have proof to show that, and everything tells me that he will.
I just like the return to form that we're seeing from. You keep seeing these new improvements from Tua, and I just want to see a little bit of the old Tua mixed with it. His foot quickness isn't the same since his hip, so like his ability to scramble a little bit to extend plays. I think we'll see that back more this year, especially with him training other sports, which that's always been a thing. If you cross-train with other sports, it actually makes you a little bit better in the sport that you're training for. So, like, hope to see something more explosive. In jiu-jitsu, you use muscles that you don't regularly use in day-to-day tasks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, especially in football. So you'll see more explosion from little increments of him training in those areas that are not used as much as you see in regular life.
Color
you want to meet some?
Color said I should timestamp that you started the Tua talk this morning.
I was just bringing up a thought for yesterday. I want you to meet somebody, Steven.
Who do you want me
Jesse.
to meet?
Pop up.
What's up?
Say hey.
Say go Dolphins.
Say go Dolphins. Because he said say go Dolphins. Say it loud.
Why?
I don't have to say it, Dad.
She gets nervous when around new people. But if she came to your house, Steven, she would take over your whole household. She's a terrorist in form.
I have a 7-year-old.
My daughter's the same way, boss. Don't feel no way. My daughter's the same exact way.
I have a 7-year-old daughter and a 9-year-old son. Trust and believe. I understand that.
Her mom called and
I
said,
have no issue with my daughter being standoffish.
Her mom called yesterday and she goes, I'm ready to drop your daughter off now. And I said, oh, I knew you was going to have enough with it. And she goes, she said she's exactly like me. And she goes, then why do you want to get rid of me, Mom?
Why do you get what to me?
I love it, man. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Doug and I were talking last night about his daughter. He's got a 2-year-old daughter. and he's talking about her and how at 2 years old she already has a personality and everything, and how she's, you know, and I'm like, dude, it just gets worse. It just gets worse, man. And the messed up part about it is they know that they have you wrapped. If they're a daddy's girl, they have you wrapped around your finger, and it does not matter. They own you.
Well, the worst thing about this is that she lives in a house with a stand-up comic, so it makes it even worse. And whenever she goes to her mom's, her mom's like, "Listen, you got to tone it down with these jokes." Our daughter?
What are you doing? Hey, real quick, hold on. I got Amicus. What's up, Amicus?
What's going on, fellas?
What's going on, man?
Morning, boss. How we doing?
And Bill's Mafia, my guy.
I'm just here to help you raise a little bit of money, do a couple of takes so we can get a 50 ball coming your way, brother. That's it.
What's going on, man? How you doing? What do you want to talk about? Floor is yours, Amicus.
I'm really impressed, man. How the Dolphins have done everything this offseason. I mean, clearly you're the best in the AFC East. Clearly you're going to win the Super Bowl. And you got the best quarterback in the fucking league in Tua. I don't know how you can't win it. I mean, come on, talk to me.
Here we go. I mean, I've been telling you this. You've been obviously listening to my channel.
You know what?
For the last month and a half there, Amicus.
Steven?
Absolutely.
I
mean, Josh Allen has no chance, bro. The guy's only 8-2 against you.
Can I ask you a question? Do you, before Stephon Diggs went to Buffalo,
yeah,
did Bills Mafia like Josh Allen? Because I was told that they didn't.
Hold on, Steven. Let me light a cigarette and grab my coffee real quick. 1 second.
He's like, let me grab my coffee. That's what I thought. And then as soon as Stephon Diggs came up there and opened up that offense, they had a totally different outlook about how great Josh Allen is.
It wasn't until his fourth year or third year. I mean,
yeah.
Well, Stephen D, he came on year 3. Josh Allen, I mean, he wasn't shit in year 1. He was a fucking rookie. He was raw talent, right? Year 2, he makes it to the playoffs, lose to Houston at the very end. That pathetic, pitiful game.
I remember a specific take from Pat McAfee 3 years ago that said, Josh Allen might not be a guy.
He might not be the guy.
I'm saying that's what I heard.
I'm gonna tell you guys this right now.
Well, do you think he's the fucking guy now?
I think he's a tall guy for no reason.
Wait up, though. I'm gonna tell you guys this right now because I'm a Tua fan, right? A lot of us think that the 5th year option means that you're out of the books of being moved, right? In the odds, they have Baltimore.
Be careful.
In the odds, they have Baltimore. The number 4 team that Lamar Jackson will be traded to is Miami. Whether you say Tua is the quarterback, hold on. Whether Tua is the quarterback or not, and whether you verbally say he's my starter or not, whether you do the 5th year option or not.
Hold on, Amicus, you're gone for 10 minutes. Caslin said, bye, Amicus. How does it feel to be the only AFC East team to never win a Super Bowl? I mean, come on. The Jets at least won one. We'll see you back in 10 minutes, Amicus. You didn't even get the 50 burger, Amicus. They were like,
so,
just go take a seat.
Let me tell you. I want Tua to stay, but I am biting my nails more and more. Why, Steven? Not because they verbally said they want Tua as the starter, not because the 5th year option. The 5th year option actually means that Baltimore could control him for the next 2 years. That's what that means for Tua. So I am on pins and needles, and I'm hoping they don't make this deal, man. Because look, a lot of people think
Cameron just said 5th year option makes Tua more attractive in trade and lessens the Dolphins.
Thank you. And I'm on pins and needle with this shit, man, because I don't want to see a lot of people are saying he's secure. I guarantee you all the Tua guys are on freaking pins and needles because it makes it better for Tua to be moved with that 5th year. It's better you verbally saying he's my QB, he's my QB, he's my QB till next March. It was better off them doing that, Steven. I'm sorry. I'm on pins and needles with this.
Aldo said buy Sharif, but it was only $5. Aldo, I can't do it for any. It's $10. $10, Aldo.
$10 for 10 minutes.
I'll step down for him. I feel what he wants to do.
Aldo said, "Here's the rest." He did. You're gone for 10 minutes. All right.
Let me tell you what. Yesterday, whenever y'all were talking about it, I went and looked at that Deshaun Elliott thing, and I was like, "Oh, this guy's dead." He might. Maybe you should add some context, buddy. I don't think you know what you got into. Got into a buzzsaw over here in Dolphins land.
Somebody should have warned him for sure.
No.
Two things. Number one, it's Wildin' Out Wednesday. There's no swear jar. Where is everybody at? Where is Von Joe at? Where is Lewis at? Where's CB83 at? I don't understand where these people are at.
Hold on. I'll send some out real quick, see if I get some of them up there.
Somebody put up the bat signal for the Wolfpack. Let them know there's no swear jar today. Ow!
I am the bat signal.
What's up, man?
How's it going, man? I am the
How are you? Hey, man. Hey, man. I almost saw. I was like, I can't do it for $5, Aldo. You can't just get him out of here for fun.
I made a little mistake. Oh, well.
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm decent, man. I'm pretty good. All I gotta say about the whole Lamar Jackson thing, we do not have the capital to sign him. First off, he's not gonna want to come here for less than $40 million.
All right, Steven, I sent it out.
Go ahead, Aldo. I'm listening.
And to be honest, with that kind of basically destroy the team that we're building right now.
Look, I'll say this. I believe, I believe on everything that the Dolphins, when it's all said and done, are in the best position that they can be in because they hold all the cards right now. They hold the cards with Tua. They hold the cards with the future. They have every option pretty much available to them. The options that are currently out there, they don't want. Why is the Jets trade being held up? Because they're scared with Aaron Rodgers is only going to play one more year, not two, right? So why give up all that for a 1 year shot with this guy, right? And then with
I think
Lamar,
Aaron said he was going to be playing 2 years.
Well,
and
there's a big reason the Jets are trying to get the insurance.
Man also said he was 95% not going to play this year.
Yeah. Look, and let me tell you, let them suck this year with them. You think he's
Ayahuasca's a hell of a drug.
No, he will not. He will not come back. Aaron Rodgers bitches and moans when things don't go his way.
Ass whoopings? No, thank you. Not gonna happen at all. You know.
I think Jordan Love's going to do well.
Mikey says Elliott.
He didn't sign for 3 years. He better.
Quarterbacks over Tua this week. Tuanon's going to have their work cut out for him. And I don't think that it was them picking X person over who. Like the Dolphins, I'm sure had it, recruited. I don't deny that they didn't try to get him or bring him in. But I'm sure that it has more to do with, hey, this is what we're trying to do. This is the offense we're trying to run. You think that you'd be good with this, and would you come in for this amount? No? Oh, well, okay. Maybe Burrow, I'm not saying that Burrow isn't playing a factor in over Tua, but I don't think you still get a chance to, like, our offense. I don't understand this. Like, we had 2 wide receivers with over 1,000 yards. You don't think a tight end wants to come here and play in this offense? Are you kidding me?
Why didn't we go after Cameron Brate?
I don't know, but I think
Cameron Brate looked great at Tampa last year.
I think it's the money. Samaj, what's up, my guy? You got to take yourself off mute. Samaj is back, day 2, baby.
Good morning, gentlemen.
What's up, man? How are you?
Hey man, I can't complain. I wanted to touch on something that Sharif said, man, and it didn't dawn on me. But I didn't look at them picking up the field as them having more control to do what they want to do with Tua. I thought it was a great move because Tua is going to have better numbers this year, and I didn't want us to be in the Giants situation. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't tell me Daniel Jones is worth $40 million.
He's not worth $40 million.
He's not worth $40 million,
but you know why that they did it, Samaj? Because they were handcuffed.
Right.
Daniel Jones held the card there. He's like, look, I want this. If y'all don't put this up, I'm gonna
got a big old Daniel Eagle.
Hey, but Daniel Jones didn't play terrible last year either.
There's no swear jar today. There's
no. Is that a blanket he's wearing? Is that a blanket he's wearing?
What's wrong with your fucking arm?
How big is that shirt? Is that a 7X? How does that fit your shoulders? How do you fit those shoulders?
Yeah, but Steven, I agree. When it comes to this goddamn Deshaun Elliott situation, our fan bases are filled with a segment of bitches and hoes that cry about every goddamn thing that moves around.
I knew people were going off today.
You right.
A whole bunch of emotional bitches and hoes.
Joe, I don't think they heard you in the back. What did you say?
And that's including the Big O Ho Show. Found some action for that man's job.
Man, we're not calling people out. We're not doing that.
Shit. I'm calling him out because he called out that young man for his goddamn job. I'm calling him out. Fuck you talking about?
Wait, who getting called out?
He should get cut. He should get cut. Man, fuck the Big Ho.
Cameron
Bonjo, who you talking about, Bonjo?
The Big Ho Show.
Oh yeah, Big O Show.
Cameron said the pot calling the kettle black, eh?
Hey, Cameron, that's racist.
How you gonna ask for another man's job?
Cameron, jeez.
Read the room, Cameron.
Hey, let's get this motherfucker started, man.
That's my dog. There we go.
Lewis got a new hat on today.
Lewis, you ain't pushing P today? What your hat say on the front today?
Got the work thing on.
Y'all motherfuckers ask for the wolf pack, we on y'all ass.
That's right, goddamn it. You summoned us and here we come, goddamn it.
I sent out the bat signal.
County set out the bat signal to the wolf.
You motherfuckers. You started already, goddamn it.
You know
Hey, Steven, we might as well go ahead and start taking shots now.
You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch sending that goddamn false ass signal out. You goddamn.
Amicus.
One thing.
Hey, that's the best y'all can fucking do is a 10-minute fucking band. Come on.
Don't worry about none of that. Let me address what Cameron said and Sharif said real quick, right? Because they're absolutely right. I don't think Miami's gonna make the move.
Careful, Lewis. They're gonna kick you.
I don't give a fuck about none of these sorry ass people in the chat. Fuck that.
Yeah, bunch of bitches.
What I'm saying is, think about it. You know who also had his 5th-year option picked up?
Who?
Laramie Tunsil. And
sure
3
did.
months later, his ass was out of here. So again, this narrative that, oh, Miami, we picked up his 5th-year option. He's a lock. No, he's not. He's a lock to be.
That's a fact.
He's a lock to be very tradable for $23 million. That's what he's a lock. So just saying.
Yeah, Laramie Tunsil did get the boot.
That's a
him and that glass pipe all together, all in one
It's
swap.
actual facts, though. So it is facts.
Well, I mean, they
facts,
traded so much. It's like, all right, bye, Larry.
Because I'm not used to
him and that glass pipe.
Stop that, Steven.
Not the glass pipe.
What is this? What is this, man? I love it, man.
I'm just saying, Laramie Tunsil.
You know Bones, the one that got him to Miami in the first place.
CB83 said Tua time, baby. Tua time.
Let's go, CB83.
It looks like the rabbit dolphin has risen from the ashes.
I'm surprised CB knows how to spell.
Come on up.
He said Tua Leroy.
Niggas stay calling that nigga Chunky bitch.
Little chunky bitch. Come on, chunky bitch.
Yeah, that's
Chunky bitch. God
He ain't
damn.
no goddamn Tua Lee. It was more like Tua Flintstone.
Ooh.
Leave my man Tua alone.
Shots
Stop
fired.
it,
Bang,
man.
bang.
Y'all back up off the hold on. Real talk for a question, real quick, Steven. Have we heard from Tua Tagovailoa since this whole Deshaun Elliott situation came through? Has he come out of the
Of course
woodwork?
not.
He doesn't.
Tua
Of
don't
course
listen
not.
to any of that.
He's got a secret
Bullshit.
pink slip.
William
That's
Perry,
what he
does
got,
listen-
Von Joe.
No.
He doesn't need to come out.
He does listen to social media. He
What does he
knows
need
about
to
social
say?
media.
He's got his
He
pink
knows
slip,
about
Von
it, but I
Joe.
didn't know.
He proved to us that he listens to social media.
Gaslin said, "Bye, Amicus." He said, "Ain't no one want to
He
hear from a
proved to
Bill
us.
fan."
He proved to us Steven, last year during training camp that he listened to social media. Looks like money to me. Yeah, but guess what? Now they're calling you out, and you sitting there crying like a little bitch at your house doing karate in your dojo.
Whoa!
You're not sitting there gonna say anything. Now,
But is he really crying though?
You better back up, big fella.
That's the way to kick it off.
You ain't heard
We'll
nothing
get
from that man. I
Deshaun
know I say he's
Elliott.
crying.
No, I'm on demon time and demon time alone.
Joe,
I need my
Von Joe better be on suicide watch.
Tua,
I
hey,
need my
Von Joe,
QB1.
you wouldn't call Tua a bitch to his face. I know you would.
No,
I know you would.
I got that.
I keep telling Von Joe Tua
Steven, what the hell is he gonna do?
How Von Joe gonna talk about anybody when he ain't got no shoulders to go with his neck? What's going on?
Y'all boys out here this morning.
We know Tua's
Listen,
Damn, now
you
Will
wait
Perry
too tall.
talking.
You
First
wait
it
too
was
tall to
Dave
be
getting
doing
chewed
any of
up
this
on
Von
space
Joe
about being
pointing and
slow.
whatnot. You
That
almost
was
hit your head on
Von
that
Joe.
on the fan over there.
Oh, you motherfuckers. Oh, you motherfuckers. You can come after me all you want, but you know who's not gonna come after me?
Oh, there
You know
goes
who's not gonna
CB.
say nothing?
Click clack.
Tua
will split your shit,
Click clack.
Joe.
Tua ain't gonna split nothing. Tua can't even split a goddamn split.
Clack, clack.
Hey, click clack,
Click clack.
bang, motherfucker,
Tua
bang.
gonna throw between the gap and Von Joe's teeth. That's what's gonna happen.
Tua's daddy still matches his food.
Hey, Tua gonna split your shit, man.
You heard me? You heard me?
Hey, Von Joe so disrespectful,
He
bro.
matches his food up, boy.
I'm right.
Never heard you this disrespectful, man.
He
You are
gonna split the seams in Von Joe's teeth. That's what
Lewis,
he's
you see
gonna
what
do.
you
He's
did,
gonna
Lewis?
carve them up.
You did this, Lewis.
Hey, Tua gonna split your shit, Von Joe.
I came off my vacation, Steven, and I was positive. I sat there and preached positivity. Y'all don't want positivity. Y'all want me on demon time, so y'all got me. Here we go. All right, here we go.
Somebody needs a haircut.
I'm here
Hey,
for
click clack, click clack.
Click clack.
My hairline fucking with the
Von
dog.
Joe isn't himself when he's angry. Here's a Snickers.
Took the whole hairline.
Here's a Snickers, Von Joe.
on demon time.
Disrespect.
Definitely wilding out
heard from my
Wednesday.
quarterback. He said he was going.
Hey, Von Joe, shut up, man. You won't say that shit to Tua face. Hey,
You want to
split your shit, Von Joe.
You just as bad as a
Since that
Twitter
little media
warrior
run,
right now, Von Joe.
Hey,
I'm on live on
Twitter
camera.
warrior.
You see my face.
Von
Even
Joe,
on Twitter,
hey,
you
Von
see
Joe
my
would get his
face.
ass ran
Everywhere
over
I go,
by
you see
Tua,
my
man.
face, 'cause we ain't afraid to come outside.
Tua would truck the shit out of you on a football field. You better stop.
Hey, put the his.
I don't even know how Von Joe's even saying all this with these high cheekbones.
I
What's going
personally feel
on?
like Tua will fold half these niggas the fuck up. Like, honestly.
And Tua,
I feel like he'll fuck y'all up,
he
bro.
will get a concussion. He will get a concussion doing it.
Look, Tua here.
Hey,
Oh.
he can get a concussion in the process of whooping your ass. That's all.
I hope a barbell hits you in the head, Von Joe. I hope while you lifting, it absolutely slips out your hand. Lose your grip or arthritis comes in. Huh?
All right, he will hit a soft spot.
Bon Joe said, "I'm Mr. Clanging and Banging. What's he gonna do? Huh?
Hey, Von Joe don't clang and bang.
Say Von Joe is a walking Twitter post.
Von Joe, you can't talk to people that way.
That was a good one.
Von Joe, I hope you get carpal tunnel.
Nope.
Bon Joe, you're so disrespectful.
Hey, Von
Hey, I see y'all boys, man.
he wouldn't say that shit into her face. Tua split your shit, man.
What makes y'all think Tua is this tough guy?
Segman 83 said Tua and them Samoan Crips would go stomp a hole in Von Joe's ass.
I'm trying to tell you. Hey, y'all boys gonna show up to training camp.
Hole in his ass.
Hey, y'all gonna show up to training camp.
And the Tagovailoa family is gonna jump on Lewis, goddamn Pete, goddamn Bonjo. All y'all
You don't want these
they gonna
oozes
jump
on
on
you.
the Tagovailoa family.
Lewis got his lips stopped.
Tagovailoa family arrested. I'm whooping up fans' ass.
I would drop a dead in the face and say, "You stupid for making a pro."
You finna get some act right round this. Watch.
Hey, before you talk about Tua, you better get a better coffee cup. That's all I got to say.
Hey, Bonjo, listen to me. Next year or the upcoming season at the tailgate, if a Samoan walks by the tailgate, I'm pushing you in front.
Folded up.
I'm just pushing you in front.
Hey, let me see Galu. I'm definitely pushing. I'm pushing Bonjo in front of Galu.
I'm pushing Bonjo in front of that Samoan and say, Bonjo got something to tell you about your boy.
that shit now.
They gonna still off on Bonjo.
The oozes are after you.
I'm telling y'all now. Do not show up to training camp. I'm throwing y'all under the bus. You want to call me a snitch? I'm snitching.
You know what?
I'm snitching.
You know what? You could go.
How we gonna take a guy serious that had to get a poncho to fit his body so he can just walk around?
Pay any of my goddamn bills? Not one.
Hey,
Caslin
said Bonjo.
Obviously, you ain't paying your bills. Ain't got no. Got that terrible ass coffee cup.
Bonjo, they gonna steal off on your bitch ass, boy. I can't witness you at the tailgate.
Boy, you know QB1 song. Stop it. I don't know why y'all gassing him. You know he ain't about that life.
Hey, that boy taking jujitsu, boy. What the fuck y'all talking about?
Hey,
stop it. When John Bonjo gets choked out,
stop that. They gonna stop a mile hole in your ass. They gonna stop a mile hole in your ass, boy. Hey, that boy taking jujitsu now. He's gonna be real true Leroy goddamn.
Toast right now.
Hey,
you better get your ass right.
Hey, you gonna get Tekashi 6ix9ine out there.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, he said, "Don't let me see you at a Planet Fitness, cuz. Don't let me see you at a Planet
Fitness. LA Fitness.
That's how I know you don't work out. Planet Fitness ain't a real gym.
They beat him so bad.
Hey,
damn, he said Planet Fitness ain't a real
got
gym.
a treadmill and weights there. It's a gym.
If you work at a Planet Fitness, you can't talk to me.
Well, joke's on you because I don't work out. So, in your face.
Steven, we just talked about how this wasn't a good thing 2 days ago.
Actually, real talk. So I've been coaching my daughter's baseball team. And let me tell you, boy, I'm hurting in places I have not hurt before. I'm out here hitting grounders to them and doing the exercises, and I'm like, man, my body is not built for this. This is not good. And I come home and I sit down on the couch and I'm like, I need painkillers and water. Just give me painkillers and water.
Bonjo. I heard that, Bonjo. You disrespectful.
What did Bonjo say? What did Bonjo say?
Will perform.
He said you go work with Nick Hicks and perform.
Leave Nick Hicks alone. That's my dog. Why are you doing that?
Hold on. How's that taking shots? Is he not the trainer? Is that not what he's in shape?
Hey, he's a trainer for professional athletes, not my fat ass.
Hey,
okay?
Well, that would be a testament of good work for him, Stephen, if he was your trainer versus somebody who's already somewhat in shape.
You know how the Bill fan fifth year.
Apparently, Nick Hicks don't want to take on a tough job.
One mic.
I will have a heart attack.
In other words, Nick Hicks don't want to take on a tough job of putting you in shape, Stephen D. You want to take on the easy job.
Crypto just mad because he lost his money at that Silicon Bank.
In other words, Nick Hicks ain't nothing.
Nick Hicks' job is to get people in shape.
Boy, y'all going hard in the paint today.
I'm telling y'all now.
He want to get millions of dollars from somebody that's already in shape.
Nick, it's all these
this somebody that's not. He don't want to earn his money.
Tail Dog says Tua's gonna judo throw Bonjo into the Biscayne Bay.
Yep. And throw out his back doing it too. On soft ass.
I like
it. Anyways, so our
Tua's gonna rock bottom your big ass.
Hold on. Like Leon Eichenberg and Austin Jackson will be better in the second year of the system. Woo! Go time, baby.
What'd you say?
Leah Eichenberg.
That was some more propaganda.
It's gonna be better. Oh, now it's propaganda.
They did good in their
It's not propaganda. I think that's a good take. I think that's a good take, Bonjo.
Yeah, they can be better from the bench.
I agree. Listen, we have
Yeah, get better on the
creators.
bench.
Hold on, we have content creators.
Cruz says, Von Joe, I exercise my spoon to my mouth. I still pass my physical, my PT test, and for the medium. If it don't go in the dryer ever.
God damn, Cruz.
Can I get a size
better.
medium, please?
Damn.
Chef Shoes. Hold up, Chef
That's me
Shoes.
all day.
Spawn Joe.
Oh, what y'all
don't
got
want
something to
that
do?
smoke
Y'all got a
with
problem
Tua.
with the small niggas, bro? Wait, hold on.
I want all the smoke with
You
tuna.
say you don't want that smoke with Tua.
I want it. I want spicy tuna.
First of all, medium is a real size. First of all,
Hey, I mean,
y'all ain't gonna talk about my
Von Joe ain't
size.
gonna be satisfied till Tua John Wick show up.
Tua John Wick.
This
I like that
one.
one.
That's out here. That gets loaded up.
Hold your ass up, Von Joe.
I like spicy tuna. I like
Samoan
spicy
John
tuna.
Wick. Y'all better stop. He's the
I want
Samoan
spicy
John
tuna.
Wick. You better stop, Von Joe.
Sniper gang.
I like when my quarterback talk shit.
Pow, BF says, imagine talking shit daily about a man that doesn't even know you. What does that make you? DF wants to
Yeah,
know.
living rent free in your head, Von Joe. You ain't got nothing better to do.
Imagine DF defending a man that don't fucking know him daily. All right.
Why ain't you at work right now? What's going on?
It work both ways, don't it?
I like how he tried to put it back on us. Imagine defending a guy who don't know you either.
Exactly. Wasting on energy.
Oh, that's peasant behavior. That's peasant behavior, Von Joe. That's peasant behavior.
Real quick, hold up. Von Joe's defense is just repeating back whatever we just said to him as, well, imagine if he didn't do it.
That shit childish as shit.
They work both ways, goddamn.
That shit
Von Joe sound like he's an Angie's List salesman.
Yep.
Damn.
And guess what? And right now, if I could list Tua's ass on Angie's list, I would. If I could list Tua's ass on Angie's list, I would. I would put him right on Angie's list and probably still wouldn't buy his ass.
Cesar says, Von Joe about to know to his hands on sight, cuz.
I'm trying to tell you. We're gonna get folded the fuck up, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
Keep saying that. Y'all keep saying that. Yo, where's my custom?
Hey, Von Joe gonna walk in training camp and I'm gonna point.
You see this logo? This logo is when we were
it was him.
I love me some Tua.
Von Joe's supposed to get all of Tua's Hakuta Matata. That's what he's gonna get right now.
Yeah, he's gonna get all these words.
Cruz said Von Joe has Cruz says Von Joe has kids.
Dave, I didn't know you was a real snitch like that, Dave.
It bounces off me and comes right back on you.
Crypto, you trying to start? Trying to start Crypto? That's what you want to do?
I didn't realize that. I'm just discovering something. It's
I'm
a
telling
new
you right
revelation.
now. Hey, I just want to see what's gonna happen to Von Joe when Galu find out.
You hear this foolishness?
I didn't
just want to see if
understand for a while.
Von Joe gonna have that same energy for Galu. That's all.
Von Joe just did a 20-minute monologue about how he whooped to his ass and he ain't scared of Tua and Tua ain't scared and all this other shit. And we were like, you better watch out. Mo and John Wick.
I don't know, Dave.
Yep.
Hey, Crypto. That's what you guys not talking about. That's what everybody not talking about. Somebody should have took out a better whoop Gallo for making him that young man strong left-handed. No, good and well, he's strong with his right hand.
I ain't gonna lie, I still need the answer to that question. I need Galu to answer that shit.
And guess what?
Why would you make a right-handed man left-handed?
I'm gonna take off my belt and treat him like a 19.
At least teach him both hands. You know what I'm saying? He needs to be the best ambidextrous quarterback in the world.
Yeah, make them both hands, right?
First off, Bonzo, you get down there to Hawaii, Galua's gonna be out there making you get on the get down.
You know how your parents used to whoop you back in the day and make you speak the truth? And that's why you do that?
Y'all doing a lot of whining about the most effective quarterback in the league.
Hey, Von Joe, read DF State.
That sound like Rashad. What's up, Rashad?
No, the most athletic quarterback in the league, Rashad.
Sound like
Crypto, don't start with me, bro.
Hey, Von Joe,
don't bring.
He's the most athletic. He's the most gifted runner.
I'm not doing
the best passer.
Don't bother me, Steven.
You keep sharing that shit if you want to.
All them hoes.
I'm just trying to get everybody on board, Rashad.
Crypto, do not repeat that shit that you heard yesterday. Do not.
You're not about to gaslight me. Every time you come with that ridiculousness, I'm saying gaslight. So stop it.
Hey, Steven, did you hear about you?
I just want
Steven, did you hear about the bullshit?
Listen, I could channel the man on Twitter and I'm gonna channel him.
I just hold on. I just want to say for the record that I absolutely hate Crypto for inciting the word gaslighting into every panel that he ever goes on.
I'm gonna say it every minute.
The thing. Crypto, I do hate you for using the word gaslight.
You're not gonna
Steven,
gaslight me on the
at
word
least Crypto
gaslighting,
is not
Steven.
coming out
Stop
here
it.
telling people that Tua ran a 4.22.
Meanwhile, Crypto keeps using it out of context.
I'm not gonna be you're not gonna gaslight me.
We're not doing this today, bro.
Jay, don't you fucking dare. Don't you fucking dare. You know
I'm
what?
sorry,
Before we
dog.
even do
That
it,
made me
I'm
so
gonna
mad
go. I gotta
yesterday,
go,
bro.
guys. I gotta get to work.
I got
Steven,
so mad,
love you
bro.
guys.
Yeah,
Man,
go
Bonzo,
sell them
what's going on, Bonzo?
AGs, brother. That's what you need to be doing.
Crew coming after
Exactly. No, William Perry gave me a great idea. I'm gonna go try to put this tour on Angie's list. See if we can get something for him. So I need to come up slightly used, prone to concussion, prone to injury.
Tua about to get a bad
He said slightly used.
Slightly used.
Joe just said that on Angie's
Slightly
list.
used. He's not
What
even
about Craigslist?
Can throw between my teeth.
Craigslist don't get no love, Bonjo.
So, anyway, guys, listen, man, no matter what.
PJ Maxx says Von Joe would rob you, then console you about how it happened.
Damn.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
Oh, like a kid that put something from you and then help you look for
terrible.
Anyways, man,
That's
I'm
messed
gonna
up.
keep listening in. I'll be in the chat, man. I'll holler at you guys. Love you guys.
Hey, look,
Hey, no
Bonzo,
matter what,
I'll
still
tell you
Whose background is that? Who's that playing a musical instrument?
I'll
I
try
don't
your
know.
big ass, Bonzo.
But boy, Von Joe out here today, boy. He was wilding out on Wilding Out Wednesday. Miami Sports Music's number one. Miami
Looked like he would rob somebody with a musket.
Bonzo wasn't wilding out. That was a
Wilding Out
hissy
Wednesday.
fit.
There's no swear jar. No swear jar. Let it loose. People are going ham today. People are gaslighting people. They're talking all sorts of. We got walking Twitter warriors today. Yeah.
What a little chunky bitch with?
Crazy. Say what?
What chunky bitch with?
I don't know. I don't know.
Who that?
Hey, do y'all want to look at what child labor looks like?
Look what child labor looks like.
Is that noise right here?
Look at this. Look at this.
Shut up.
She's hitting the shit out.
William, why is your child not in school?
It's spring break.
Oh, spring break starts on Monday for us.
Yeah, it just this week for us.
Hey, by the way, I just want to throw this out there. I just want to throw this out there so y'all can cuss me out and be mad at me now. I will be on vacation next week, and there will be no show all next week.
Wow.
Shame on you, Steven. You don't supposed to go on
I need a
vacation.
break from the nonsense, man.
Would fill in.
Me and Von 954.
Wow.
Don't get nobody from Twitter. You will lose yourself.
Those phone calls, Steven. I didn't get one of those phone calls.
Lewis, do you want to fill in?
Smart man, Steven.
You didn't ask us either.
Smart man,
Steven, if you allow it, I will do the
selfish
show on
little
Wild Out
bastard,
Wednesday
Steven.
next week.
You will be wilding out Wednesday next week, Lewis?
You ain't even call everybody. You ain't asking everybody.
I'm out. Lewis has got Wednesday next week. So wilding out Wednesday will happen next week with Lewis.
Steven. If you know it's good for you. Lewis, don't be shaking your ass, man. Look, Lewis will turn his back real quick and say, I have nothing to do with this. I want everybody to know I am not a part of this like he did yesterday. Don't do it, Steven. He'll turn on you real quick.
That was nonsense that what happened yesterday. That was pure nonsense.
Jose Valdez says Von Joe was sounding like bacon withdrawal. Jeff Juice says you deserve PTO, OGC. It's not PTO, it's just TO. It's just time off. It's not paid time off. It's just time off. No, we're going down. My mom lives in Wilmington, North Carolina, and my dad lives in Vanceboro, North Carolina. So we're going to spend a couple of days each there, and then we're going to go to Norfolk and see a AAA baseball game and a couple of museums that they have there, and spend the night in Norfolk, and then we're going to drive back up to Maryland. So that's
Your
what we're
parents don't like each other?
No, dude, they got divorced after 26 years of being married. They're like, peace.
Oh, that's because of you, Steven. They was like, you
enough
know
is
what?
enough.
Soon Steven gets out of here.
Enough is
It
enough.
was me. You're right. It was probably me. You're right.
You were the glue that stuck the family
Steve,
together.
you
Barry.
son.
They said Steven got it together. We're done here.
Hey, Steven, you're a great parent, though. I'm just letting you know.
I mean, I'm all right. I don't think I'm all that.
I'm one of the best in the world, Steven. Jesse, put the knife down. I'm just kidding.
Oh my God. Yo.
You're a great parent.
Put the knife down.
Yo. Hey, Lewis, what happened yesterday? Was there craziness that happened yesterday?
No, Steven. No.
Ridiculousness.
I need
Steven.
to be filled in on the details.
Do not.
Literally nothing.
Steven,
3 hours.
I'm gonna leave it at this, Steven, and let's not even don't ask any more follow-up questions. Someone was out here telling people that Tua ran 4.22 in the 40. And was serious.
Dead ass.
What?
Like that look on your face right now, Steven.
Y'all want to hear
Yes,
something?
faster
Y'all
than
wanna hear-
Deion Sanders. That's it.
Running
Tua's faster than
4.22,
Deion.
Steven.
Can I one up that? Can I
And
one up?
Rashad and Dave
Y'all
didn't want to
Steven, don't
believe
play
it.
into it. Don't play into it,
Hold up,
Steven.
hold up. I'm gonna one up the story. Okay?
Rashad and
So,
David didn't want to. They didn't want to believe
when I
it.
when I
They
was-
couldn't believe
hold
that
up,
he ran a
hold up,
4.22.
You better fucking
Gaslight.
I got one
I
better.
ran his ass up out of there yesterday.
Wait, who ran this?
It was a Twitter space, from what I've heard.
Tua
Anyway,
ran a 4.22. William Perry.
So
You
hold
gotta
up.
Oh, yeah,
realize
that's
that.
true.
High
I swear
school.
to God.
Saw it with my
I swear to
own
God,
eyes.
Steven.
Look
You better
at
not
Poncho.
fucking
There
do
you
it.
go.
I won't do another
You
Twitter
have an
space
eyewitness.
until
Hey,
next
y'all
week.
ain't let me talk. All right, hey, look. So when I was 18,
No, we said don't do it. Don't
when I was
fucking do it.
18, hold up. When I was 18, I filled in at a radio station in Baltimore. And the producer there, who's actually is one of the morning co-hosts now of the radio station in Baltimore. He was a good friend of mine. He went to my wedding. They were talking about it, and I wanted to jump into assert myself into a conversation that I did not need to assert myself into, and I lied, and I said, "Yeah, I ran a 4.4 in high school." And remember, guys, I'm big. I'm a big guy. Okay. And they all turn around and look at me live on the radio. Steven, you ran
Why
a
you wanna lie?
4.4. Why you
Like,
lying
why lie,
for?
bro?
Here's the
You
best
ain't got a
part
lie to
about
kick it, bro.
I kept up with the lie. I was like, nope. I'm telling y'all, I ran a 4.4. Nope, sure did. So
I think people that do that don't realize how fast that is.
I did.
Right.
Okay, I had no idea. This day during the
Never ran a
Yeah,
40,
yesterday.
did you?
Hey, look,
Never
hey,
ran a 40
Steven D,
at
now
all,
keep
did
in
you?
Here
mind.
and there, I'll
Steven
still
D,
get.
now keep in mind.
I will still get texts from people saying, hey, nobody beat your time this year, Steven. Nope. How many people beat your time this year?
Steven, now keep in mind, the guy that was telling us that Tua ran 4.22 in high school told us personally he ran 4.29. But then I caught him in every lie possible. Oh, he was also a 3-star prospect.
Hey,
There's no 3-stars.
Andravia said, y'all hating on Tua. He ran a 4.22. It's fact, not fiction. Y'all
I'm gonna make it worse.
Andravia was listening up yesterday.
Dave, I'm gonna make it worse for you. He said he seen it 7 years ago. You know he was 11. True Talk was 11 years old when he seen this 4.22.
The size don't mean shit when it comes to running. I had a coach in middle school. His name was Coach Gray. Weighed almost 400 pounds. Did not lose a race in 20 years of racing the students.
Did he run a 4.2?
I have no idea what he ran. I have no idea what he ran. But
That's not true. He's talking about the actual speed numbers.
You had a bunch of two left foot kids at your high school.
I'd be damn somebody 400 pounds outrunning shit over here.
Right.
Exactly. He played football.
Hey, nah, but I do know some big dudes that can move though, dog. Like they can really run, but still, like
Omar said,
Dave, you've been outrun by a sumo wrestler. Dave, stop that.
Lewis, were you out here bullying people in the
you know that ain't facts.
Lewis, Omar
I
says
don't bully
y'all were
people.
bullying the dude.
Steven, I didn't say a word for 2 hours yesterday listening to that, and Dade County can vouch for that. I wasn't playing into that nonsense.
He didn't. He didn't.
I didn't say any
Matter
of
of
that.
fact, when we kept trying to put it on him, he dropped down and was like, "You know what? I'm done."
Yes, dear Lewis.
Hey, Lewis, why are you gonna bring up Dade County? Because you know he's a snitch.
Man,
Hey, because he's snitching on me. Whoever said that, hey, he's snitching on me. You just watched him snitch, and then you still gonna try to swing it my way. All right.
Dade County 6'9", y'all. Dade County 6'9".
Hell no.
Man.
I wish y'all would try to run up on me.
Hey, Cruz said with his 17-month chat, every anniversary you get a special chat. He said it was Lewis's space and he allowed it. Just saying.
That's cap. It was
because he was the co-host.
You was a co-host.
You're a co-host.
Nah, but I ain't gonna lie. Who gets the blame for that yesterday is Andrevius. Andrevius gets all the blame for that shit.
Oh, Andrevius?
Yeah,
Andrevius called him.
Not only did he co-host,
Andrevius
he
kept
co-signed.
muting and all that, just letting dudes sit there and lie to people.
Everybody stop talking. True Talk is talking. I back everything True Talk is saying. Shut up, Von Joe.
Yeah, that's Andrevius right there. That's Andrevius yesterday.
Andrevius not only hosted the space and co-hosted, he co-signed it.
Andrevius co-signed the 4-2 of Tua.
I'm telling you, he bought it hook, line, and sinker.
What is your credentials, sir? Huh? What are your credentials, Andrevius?
That man said he seen it 7 years ago at age of Google. I talk about
Rashad got that Tua cell service. Keeps dropping.
That boy got that dial up.
Got that dial up. I can't say nothing. Andrevius said,
boy got a gateway.
Andrevius said, what did I do? I gave a voice to the people.
Rashad always sounds like shit anyway. Every time he comes up here, he always sounds like shit.
God damn.
That's all right. I know somebody who like me.
Hey guys, guess who's on the
I think
panel?
y'all really be holding off on Wednesdays to say what y'all really
Pete, ladies and gentlemen, Pete's on the panel.
Man, I'm back. I have served my time with respect. I just wanted to come back up here, Steven. Thank you for having me back up.
Now?
I wanted to go back to Sharif's point, right? Sharif was talking about the 5th-year option with Tua. And I agree, and I also disagree. And here's why. That's why I got to say it before I get kicked out. They give me a second. So,
but say it fast, bro. They gonna kick you.
So, I agree. Hold on, because I might have a little delay. I disagree that the 5th-year option is not something that's good for us. Because I honestly believe, Steven, like that actually stops any team from trading for him. 20-something million for a Tua, that is not going to happen. No team wants to pay for that. That is almost that will be an organizational disaster, and that's where I think we fell
shit today.
with this, okay?
That's
now
cheap,
I do agree.
Pete.
Now no, it's not. Now I do
let,
agree.
let Pete. Let
now
Pete.
I
Pete,
do
bro.
agree.
Let Pete.
Now I
not
do
entertaining
agree.
this dumb shit.
All right. I'll go on mute.
Let him get it out so we can get the fuck on.
Go ahead, Pete. It's a breath of fresh air. Rashad said it's a breath of fresh air.
Hey, hold up now. I don't know if it's a breath of fresh air. But
It's just shit I don't care
That
to
shit
acknowledge.
toxic as fuck. That shit toxic as shit.
That's what he really mean. I'm just trying to read between the lines what Rashad is saying. It's a breath of fresh air.
Go ahead, Pete.
Yeah,
Talk.
it's a breath of fresh air in a cow pasture.
Pete. God damn, Todd. That's 2. I'm killing it today.
Okay. So now that they're done joking, right? Steven, this 5th-year option was not good, dude. In no angle, nobody can sit here and try to convince me that it's good. Trying to pay Tua 20-something million on that 5th-year option. Look, this is the issue. And Sharif, I wish Sharif was still up here.
There's no guarantee
the only one
that
really
they'll
trying
have
to talk Dolphins football, right? Everybody else is just joking and laughing. But look, this is the serious nature of this team, and fans don't want to talk about it. This is the reality, Steven. It is what it is. We were all off-season begging to protect Tua. Did we do so? No. We did not protect them. We didn't get the offensive line. I'm not happy with this Jalen Ramsey trade like you hear Sharif up here. Oh, our defense. Heck no. Nobody cares about defense. We need offensive line to
Can you
protect
talk?
the
Can you
second
talk? Can you
quarterback.
talk?
First of all, I love defense.
Wait, no.
Okay?
Let Pete let
Our
him get it
defense
out.
was good.
All
Can
right,
you
so
talk? Can you mimic Sharif again? How did he say it?
He said this defense is good. I'm sorry.
I was already coming with it, and then they always like mess people up, talking and saying little things. So I kind of like screwed that part up. But again, Sharif was saying that having the 5th-year option under Tua makes him more tradable, and I completely disagree with that. Actually, what I agreed with him was the Dolphins should have never gave him the 5th-year option and just let him do his due diligence on that last year. That's how he probably would have been tradable. But nobody's trading to pay him 20-something million. He's not worth it.
What the heck? Never mind. I'm not entertaining. I'm
snitching on another snitch.
Can I say something to you, Steven? How can you trade somebody who isn't under contract?
You can't.
How can someone be more tradable if they're not under contract?
You can't trade them if they're not under contract.
Under contract. What are you talking about? Rashad only listens to what he wants to listen to. Let him make his own. Let him make his own. He wants to find a way to make sense.
I'm entertaining you for 5 minutes. How can you be more tradable if you're not under contract?
Who's not under contract? Who are you talking about, Rashad? And
if we don't get to the 5th-year option, how will we trade him?
We're going to give him a whole new team under this year. He's are you aware
he's still on his rookie deal?
Are you
still
aware
trade
that
him.
the 5th year is for
We
next
can
year?
still trade
Are you
him
aware
this
of that?
we can still trade him this year.
So
I assumed you were talking about next year. So what are you talking about?
You may not like him, but he's a starting QB and he's in the top 15 at least.
Maybe you don't understand what that
23 million for that is a steal.
Hold on.
All right, give me 2
Look
minutes.
at the screen. Look at the
Give
screen. Look
me
at the
2
screen.
minutes to break. Give me 2 minutes to break it down.
To a John Wick. To a John Wick.
Give me 2 minutes to symbolize this for you, Pete.
Shout out to Level 2.
Trust me. You don't even understand. Don't even because
listen, Pete. Let's not get to the 5th-year option. Let's not get to the 5th-year option. So they will be forced. So when they trade for Tua, they will be forced to give him a new contract, more than $23 million a season. So that will make it harder.
Quarterback.
In your opinion,
like, this is what you're failing to realize. Him guaranteeing
and you trying to stand on it, Pete. You're standing on it. You're standing on stupidity.
Rashad, he makes statements like the set's better.
Another team with those injuries aren't going to want to pay him 20-something million
just
guaranteed.
Don't trust his evaluation
why
on
would
the
they
QB.
trade for somebody?
It makes no
why
sense.
Trade for somebody you don't want? What's the point of trading
Don't
for him?
evaluate a QB.
Hello? Why would I trade for somebody I don't want to sign?
No new friends. No new friends.
He has no trade value, Rashad. Did you not hear me? And this makes
Why
it
would?
worse.
Okay, if he has no trade value, then what does
Rashad, take your own advice.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Dave. You're right, Dave.
I literally,
you're right.
hey, I clearly
Take your own
came in
advice,
here
bro.
and said,
You've said you'll
I'm getting dumb.
untradeable, right? This is
I'm
how
getting
Rashad
dumb about a second.
Hey, Rashad, you don't listen.
I'm waiting
you
for
don't pay
I'm
attention.
hitting refresh.
You don't listen and you don't pay
Noob,
attention. I
tread
clearly
lightly,
said
Noob,
he is
tread
untradeable.
I disagree with you, Pete.
Robert, don't do it, Robert. I fell
due to the contract. The heck you guys smoking and talking about?
Man, you want to talk about smoke, and all we have to do is go back to Rose and our brisket tape.
I'll tell you what I'm smoking.
That's what I want to talk to. He talks Dolphins.
Who?
Sharif.
Who?
You want Sharif to come on the panel?
Heck yeah.
I thought you said you wanted to talk smart football.
What was so good about Sharif,
Why you do that to my man Sharif for, Dave?
Sharif is the best bedtime storyteller I've ever heard in my life. If you want to get a good night's sleep,
And that's the reason right there.
Hey, just one,
Thank you, Louis. Thank you, Louis.
One rule. Hey, just one rule. If he comes back up, he cannot talk about worth. No more talking about worth.
No, you can't talk about the offensive line. Okay, he's not allowed to talk about the offensive line anymore. Okay.
Good luck with that, Steven. Good
And
luck.
this is what this fan base needs to realize about
I
the
do love
offensive
Sharif.
line.
He's my guy.
I was actually thinking about it. And when you
Yeah, he
sit back
cool.
and actually think about after what McDaniel said, right? What he said on Monday on that post, he chose Skylar Thompson. When we saw Stephen Ross said the coach is going to pick his quarterback. So now when I'm analyzing this offseason and we actually got it fully confirmed that it was a coach's pick by Skylar Thompson, we did not address that offensive line. And when I'm sitting back as a fan, Steven, and I'm
Going
like,
in and out,
man,
Pete.
I'm going in and out.
Thank God.
No, you're not, Pete. We hear you perfectly. Don't let the haters get
I
on
can
you.
barely hear
You see,
him.
now they threw me off. They always do that.
You can
So
hear,
now
you
when
can
I'm
hear
sitting
Pete?
back, I'm
Yeah.
sitting back
maybe
analyzing
it's
this
me.
whole situation, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
man, they didn't address offensive line the way I wanted to. And it's not only me. There's clips out there from multiple shows how bad this fan base was begging for big name offensive linemen all off season, right? So I'm like, why with this injury prone quarterback did we not do this? And then it fell to me.
They plan on
They
draft.
are willing because look, Steven and fellas, you got to realize Tua doesn't change much in this offense. In fact, he doesn't
What?
help anyone get better.
Do not,
It's
do not,
actually
do
the
not.
opposite. It's the
Fellas,
receivers.
fellas,
Wait,
Is this Pete or
fellas.
True Talk?
Come on,
it's the
man.
Is this
wait.
Pete or
I'm
True
speaking
Talk? I
facts.
can't
I'm
tell.
speaking facts. So at
No,
the
you're
end of the day,
not.
when
You're not.
Tua doesn't do nothing more special
That's what
than
True
a lot
Talk
of other
said yesterday.
quarterbacks. Wait. So therefore, when I'm looking at it, I'm
No,
like, dude,
dude, you have it
hold
wrong.
on, hold on.
Because
I'm
True
like,
Talk is
dude,
the exact
hold
opposite.
on, Robert. Hold on. So I'm like, they didn't address offensive line for a reason. Because they know what they build around Tua, any quarterback will be able to throw the ball and get rid of it. Dude,
Like Skylar
they
Thompson.
went defense. They
But
don't
that's
care
just
about
not
Tua.
true, Pete.
They don't
I
care
Skylar
don't know
about
why
Thompson did
Tua.
y'all
not perform
entertain.
better than
And they
Tua.
didn't address the most important
Hey,
position for a
Said he did
left-handed
not
quarterback,
perform
the
better than
Pete,
blindside
Tua.
Pete, can I
protector
ask
Not
you a
at
falling
question,
for
Pete?
it.
tackle.
Not falling
Pete, can I
for
ask
it.
you a
Because
Not
question?
falling
it's
for it.
Pete, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
actually finished.
I want to
Y'all
ask you a
be in here.
question.
It's actually because they have so much confidence in Skylar Thompson that they feel like if Tua fails,
They have
this
so
offensive
much
line is good
confidence in
enough with
Skylar
Skylar.
Thompson that they brought in Mike
That
White
they
to
went and got Mike
compete with him
White.
for the number 2.
I must
They
be in the
needed three
Twilight Zone.
quarterbacks. They needed 3 quarterbacks because of Tua, not because of Skylar. It's because
What
of
did Big O
Tua.
say? I want y'all to know.
Steven, what
Big
we
O
have
said
to
it.
remember,
Big O said
hold
it
on,
best,
what
fellas.
we have to
When you
remember
play
is
stupid
he can't
games, you get
evaluate
stupid
quarterbacks.
prizes.
Period.
That's what y'all doing right now. Y'all
Nah,
playing a
don't
stupid
disrespect
game.
Pete like
Y'all
that.
gonna get
Pete
a
was a
stupid
quarterback.
prize.
I don't give a crap, Dave. He can't evaluate any more shit.
I mean,
I tried to help Pete. My bad.
You guys
All
don't
right.
realize it, but you guys
Pete,
don't see what I'm talking about.
what do
Maybe
you
just
what do
don't
you mean we
understand.
don't know, Pete? We don't see it because I don't know what games you're looking at, but it's not the Dolphins.
Steven, I'm
Tua.
actually talking
No,
about you. You're
no,
one of them, by the way. You were
okay.
up here begging for a lineman. You were begging for linemen,
I still
crying
want
for
an offensive
linemen.
lineman.
Yeah, I
They're gonna
know.
draft one. They're gonna draft
And
one,
why
Pete.
do you think?
Hey,
Okay,
Pete,
drafting. Come on, we
Pete,
were
I'll let
saying.
you cook.
I'm telling
Let
y'all,
me
y'all
go.
don't know
Let me
what's
go.
going on back doors. Y'all think it's all giggly, laughly.
I'm gonna giggle and laugh.
Dude, I just don't trust any evaluation you have when it comes to
There's
QB.
nothing funny about how they disregarded Tua's blind protection. There is
I
absolutely
tell you,
nothing funny
stop
about
acting like
that.
I
you care
tell you
about
how
Tua.
I told everybody else to it. The Miami Dolphins don't give a fuck about what you think, bro. They don't care about what nobody. Whoever has the show, they do not care what you think. They don't care that you wanted an offensive lineman, bro.
Listen,
They don't care that you wanted an offensive lineman.
None of that matters. The only thing
Why?
that will
Because
save
he
this
didn't do
season
what you wanted him to?
is probably Skylar again. Just
Flip
like he
side
saved it
Fisher
last season.
said Pete be having partial facts to his statements.
Partial.
Dude, if you have to tell a half truth, that means you have to lie about half the shit, what just makes it fucking bullcrap either way. And fuck it, I ain't here for that shit.
Kill Dog said, bye, Pete. See you in 10 minutes. I couldn't believe it took that long.
Why did
Y'all
that
let him
take
I ain't
that
gonna lie,
long?
for real.
Right.
I'm glad I
I thought
didn't
they would have
bet on
got his
the
ass up out
over
of
on
here
that.
real quick.
he said that there's not a difference between Tua and Skylar Thompson. I mean, did he not watch football last year?
Shamaj, Hold up
He
real quick.
doesn't
Here's
think
what
like
you
a
have to
logical
remember.
human.
Rashawn, 1 sec. Here's what you have to remember. Pete said Rosen was going to beat him out. Brisket was going to beat him out. Bridgewater was going to beat him out. Skyward Thompson was going to beat him out. The guy can't evaluate a
switched from
quarterback to
Skyler to
save
Mike
his
White.
fucking life.
When we got Mike White, he switched from Skyler to Mike White. Now he back on Skyler.
Yeah, he can't evaluate a QB to save his life. So anything he has in regards to a QB is fucking trash.
I think.
Well, I would just say I wouldn't say QB. I would just say
Goddamn
football.
fucking haters out here, bro.
Lewis, like we're all the same either way.
Lewis,
You
you
can't
co-signing that
evaluate shit
bullshit?
either because he's slobbing knobs.
Robert, I have a question then. So using that same analogy,
Hater, boy.
what should we think when Pete loves a quarterback?
Hey, yo, Beijing runner.
Or excuse me, when he hates a quarterback. If Pete hates a quarterback, what should we think about him then?
You can't trust it either because it's based in fucking bias somewhere and it's not a relevant take. It's fucking trash and it's bullshit and it needs to go in the fucking garbage pile like half the other shit that's set out of bias. Good or bad, if it's set in bias, it needs to go to the fucking trash pile.
Robert literally came on today to just cuss. That's all he wanted to do.
Oh, I can go fucking further. Like this
Let
is
it ride. Let it ride, Robert. Let him rip.
Robert, there's no
Ain't no square jaw. Take advantage.
all I know is fucking dumb, and everyone's a whiny little bitch about dumb shit.
Hey, all I know is I played running back in high school, and Pete had me questioning me liking Bijan Robinson because when Pete brought up he wanted Bijan Robinson last night, I turned around and I had to go back and watch tape on Bijan to make sure I still wanted him.
Can I say something?
I was scared.
I will say this. Y'all remember every little detail of what Pete has said over the years. I'm just saying Pete might live rent free in y'all's heads. I'm just saying.
Because y'all
You
let
remember
him talk.
You remember
I generally take his comments and throw them in the trash pile, but when they're
Anybody got $10 for Lewis?
outlandish shit fucking sticks. And if you say things outlandish all the fucking time, it doesn't change how I view it. I can just reference back to that point in time and be like, you had a trash take there. Your opinion's worthless. Can we move on to the next thing?
DDG said these motherfuckers take notes on Pete.
Go for it.
Nah, it's not hard to remember that shit.
Like, I don't have to work to sit there and think of sometime he said something stupid. It's just like your fucking Raiders.
That's a fact. That's a fact, though. What the Tua haters are considered, right? Pete is y'all's Tua. Pete is Rashad's Tua, is Robert's Tua. Anytime Pete comes up, Rashad has something to say. Robert has something to say about that's when I come out and I speak about Tua. Pete is y'all's Tua. Pete lives rent free. I agree. Whoever said that,
Lewis,
he lives rent free in y'all's guys' head.
Lewis, the only counter statement I have to that
I don't give a.
is I give True the same kind of shit for bullshit fucking takes as well. I'm the same on both sides.
Yeah, but somebody needs to inform or send D1 the memo that's saying that Pete doesn't get as the slack that True was getting.
Caesar said
because he's getting the same energy.
Caesar said Pete is like traffic on the Palmetto.
Apparently,
he knows there every day.
Apparently, there's people on Twitter that don't believe Pete get the same energy that True One was getting yesterday.
Oh my God!
But you gotta let Pete. I wish y'all would let you talk so he can get the fuck on. I ain't got time for that. Y'all got that.
True Talk is a dumbass, is what True Talk is.
Why are we talking about people? Yeah. Let's not talk about people. Let's be nice to people. What happened? What is talking about?
This Wild Out Wednesday. What are you talking about?
You're either an asshole or you're not, and you deserve
what the hell are you talking about?
Wait.
Because I'm here at a stop, and when I hop back in the truck, I'm driving today, Steven, just for you to know, so I can't be on camera.
Don't get on the Palmetto. Don't get on the Palmetto.
Nah, but since we are talking about people, let me just say something else, right? Can I call for one person's job since it's credible when people do
that? Is the bullshit fucking stuff too.
The big bitch that has that show on YouTube. That's a clown, right? The
Why
big
are we doing this?
That fat bastard.
I would get mad if somebody talked about me on their show. Come on, let's not do that.
No one's calling for the injured job, Steven.
He swallows on a chicken bone and chokes the fuck out. That fat slob. He's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit, and everybody knows it. He's the worst thing that has hit this fucking Dolphin community since some other content creators in this goddamn community. And I'll just leave it at that. Fucking Big O.
How old is Elliott anyways? He's trying to end this man's young career
Fuck the Big O.
because of a
Why
statement.
y'all so upset about this?
Everybody deserves a
Hold on,
point.
wait a minute.
The Big
Wait
O
a
is
minute.
a clown.
Wait a minute.
The Big O is a clown.
I
and
hear
everybody
all
knows
the time from TD that we need to get rid of Tua. We need to move on. We need to go get Deshaun Watson. We need to go get anybody. Get Tate Foot, Williams now, all of that stuff. But yet he says Deshaun Elliott is on the bubble.
I'll just
and now
say
let's
this.
get rid of Big O.
TD doesn't have as much influence in the Dolphins as Big O as you think he does.
Hey, look, everybody has something to offer to the community, and just because somebody's not for you doesn't mean they're not for somebody else. So
You are way nicer than I will ever be. Because no, not everybody has something to offer.
Dude, I have to be honest with you. Big O to me, like he's always been good to me. Like I like the guy.
I don't have an issue with Big O, but the general statement of everybody has something to offer.
They do have something to offer, but that doesn't mean that you have to like it. There are people in this community that I am not necessarily a huge fan of, but just because I'm not doesn't mean that there are other people that don't appreciate their
Do
content.
you call for people's jobs, Steven?
I've never once called for somebody's job.
Have you heard the Big O do it?
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
The Big O.
He did
Big
not call for nobody's job. He
Yes,
didn't
he
call
did.
for nobody's job.
The
He
man
said
said
you.
Miami cut Deshaun
He said
Okay,
you.
you got 3 more minutes, Pete. You got 3 more minutes.
yeah.
I almost brought you in too
Did
early,
he
Pete.
say Rashad? Did he say Miami should cut Deshaun Elliott? Yes or no?
I didn't hear that. No, I didn't hear that.
Oh,
If he said that,
now you didn't hear it.
That's what he said.
The only thing
He said it. He said more than that.
I seen a 1 minute and 21 second clip of him saying, "Who are you? You're a bubble guy. You don't have a roster spot. You can't."
Key word. You said 1 minute clip. That wasn't his whole spiel.
I said I didn't see it, Crypto. I said I didn't see it, Crypto.
Hey, Rashad, before he
All
said
right,
that,
what's
he
happening?
said, and I quote, Miami should cut this man, asking for a job. You know what that sounded like? Last year when he was saying we should fire
Hang on,
Brian
Steve.
Flores. We should cut Brian
All right,
Flores. He's a hater.
hey, Lewis. So let's be real about this for a second. All right, do I agree with what Big O said? No, but that's his opinion, and he has a platform, and people enjoy it.
That's true. That's his opinion, but we're giving our opinion about his opinion.
Y'all giving y'all opinion about the offensive lineman that we got at right tackle that y'all want to get rid of. Shut up. You're grown men.
I didn't. I was defending Eichenberg. Stop it.
Cut it out. Y'all hear it every day that somebody off this team should be cut.
Hey, who's Mike White now?
Hey, y'all said running back, Rashad. I'm trying to give them the true definition of running back.
Hey, who's Mike White now?
What's up? What's up? What's up? Good morning. Good morning. What's up?
Who's this?
All I gotta say is, fuck the Big O and the dude next to Steven Jackson.
I hate when y'all do.
I don't care about the big. I don't care about the big. I'm not going to sit there and complain about the same stuff y'all do.
Mike White. Who was Mike White?
Because somebody else said it. Come on now.
I'm joking, y'all. Good morning.
Rashad is the Big O's adopted son.
I don't listen to the Big O. You can call me what you want to call me.
Hey, I do not care. Big O is not here to defend himself, but he knows his shit. He's opinionated and his freaking show.
Wait a minute, did you say he wasn't here to defend himself?
If I'm the big,
did you just make that statement, Steven?
Your TD's
You just made that with a straight face, Steven.
No, hold up. Real talk.
So talking
I know,
in the
hold
mic,
on, let me finish. I know a lot of you don't like TD and a lot of you don't like Big O, but here's what I know: Big O gave me an opportunity when he had his own. When he had a station, he gave me an opportunity to have my show up there, and I'm greatly appreciative of it. And I will also say, from TD's standpoint, that man has done more for me in the YouTube community than anybody else, along with Dougly Do Wrong. So
good for you, Steven.
I get it, but like. But they're acts. Some of them are acts, yes. Some of them are that's their platform, that's their channel. But to call them out, I don't like it.
Listen.
I don't like
There's no point. There's no point because they.
So here's the thing. You have to separate a person from their content.
But we're all just talking, and a lot of us are talking in the mics. I don't really think I prefer. It's just your preference. I don't like the Big O, so I just don't listen to him. in my opinion. And that dude next to Samaje kind of looks like Austin Jackson's dad or something, bro. Are you related to Austin Jackson? Has anybody told you that yet?
No.
The answer is not that I'm aware of.
Bro, Samaje does he kind of looks like Austin Jackson's dad or a relative or something, man.
Okay, can we get back to the
I
topic
never
of
paid any attention to
conversation?
that. That never dawned on me.
Let me say something real quick. For ESPN and FS1, all these TV shows give their opinion about who should be cut and all of this stuff, how they should move on from this player, and I've never heard a complaint from y'all. Oh, they're on TV. They're doing that for ratings. Big O said something.
He's
Big
a
O
hater.
should die. He should die.
That's so unfair.
Because we think those people got less influence with Miami Dolphins personnel than Big O do.
Okay. I feel you on that, Crypto. I 100% feel you on that. But if you think that the Big O has any influence on Chris Greer, Mike McDaniel, Vic Fangio, and Stephen Ross, I'm gonna need you to.
Let's be honest. I don't think I've ever
We're
heard
talking
them
about
on
soft
on a
influence,
national
not hard influence. That's the difference.
Lord.
I don't.
on a national show.
It's a
talk
sounding
about
board.
cutting Dolphins
Any media
players
people is a sounding board.
outside of changing the quarterback position was the only thing that I ever hear on my team.
Could I get 2 minutes? Could I get 2 minutes?
I got something for y'all. Hold up,
Hold on,
real
real
quick.
quick. Hold on, Steven. I don't have a lot of time.
Hold up. Look at level 2 noob. Look at level 2 noob's tweet. Oh, y'all got to see this. Hey, Dade.
What the hell is level 2 dude doing
This
now?
is for you, Dade. God, he put you on Tekashi 6ix9ine.
God,
wow,
damn.
He said, "Gotta
man,
be
Dade.
careful, 6ix9ine on these streets."
Shit. Shit.
God damn!
Tekashi 6ix9ine, Dave.
Greatest thing ever.
All right,
straight
dude.
Shit.
Y'all knew that.
You got you, dude.
That's a little too much. That's a little too
So,
much.
Steven, can I say something real quick?
I would take that if I was you.
Steven, hold on. Can I say
Damn,
something real
Dave.
quick? Because people acting like they don't know the hold on, Louis, because people
Nah,
acting like
that's
they don't
not even cool,
understand the
Louis.
difference between things, right? There's a major difference of calling when these guys on ESPN, these guys are calling for somebody's job on national media because of field performance. If they are trash on the field, right? This big hoe is calling for this man's job. The guy hasn't they haven't touched the field. He hasn't done anything malicious that disrespected the brand or the shield. All he did was recruit a quarterback, and because the big hoe want to start hoeing and being an emotional little hoe.
Time out.
Hold on, I'm not done, Steven. I'm not done.
Hold up,
Being
Joe.
emotional.
Two things. Number one, real talk.
Being
You know,
you said
hold on.
swear jar.
He's not
I'm gonna
here to
go.
defend himself. So how can you
Then
talk
get
about
his fat ass on here so I can go out his fucking neck.
But that's it. That's on him. Go to his platform and talk about him.
Because if he don't want to be in here to defend himself, get him on here to defend himself, and I go out his fucking neck. Because you don't call for another man's job just because you don't like what he said of your little goddamn pretty boy Tua Tagovailoa, and he'd possibly get it replaced. Okay, just because he recruited, he said, "Hey, Lamar Jackson, come to the team." Just like it was said, and I saw Lewis said this, and this came from Shake Money. Shout out to the homie Shake Money. When fucking goddamn Tyreek Hill was recruiting, who was the running back he was recruiting? Say it with me. Last name Hunt. Right? When he was recruiting Hunt to come take our guys on our current starting running backs position, he just got to the team. Nobody complained then, right? Nobody sat there and came at his fucking neck. Right?
Wait. Listen to what you just said.
I was waiting for
Tyreek Hill.
Damn intensity you got, Bonjo.
Raekwon. I mean, not
Okay,
Raekwon.
Jose Valdez.
Tyreek Hill.
I usually don't do this. Jose Valdez. I don't understand. Clear out your fucking ears for a second.
Again, hold up.
Can we not call? I like what Andrevius said.
Can we not call for players' jobs every day? Can we not?
Are you not listening? Are you not listening?
You can't gloss over the point he's making,
the
Steven.
American educational system is shot to hell. but comprehension is fucking key. Okay? Again, we call for players' jobs off field performance, not them going a fucking tweet recruiting their friend. And we're defensive about a little bitch of a quarterback that can't defend his fucking self. So we gotta sit there and defend him.
This is why I have a
So wait.
What's wrong with y'all?
Deshaun Elliott can call for Tua Tagovailoa's job, but the Big O can't call for Deshaun Elliott.
That's a recruitment. That's not a calling for his job.
I can scream too. If you can't read between the lines of that, that's on you. That's on you if you can't read between the lines. I'm going to read it between what lines? For $50 million a season, that bitch Tua. Shut up.
With you, Rashad.
I know you agree with me because you know I'm right.
I agree with Andrevius. I agree with
I'm right.
Andrevius. I come up here every day hoping Tua gets cut. Isn't that what I like? That's the dream.
Okay, I'm not saying that.
You
That's
done?
the
I'm not
dream.
saying that. Again,
Okay, you do Pete.
You agree with Pete now?
Hold
You
on.
agree with
I
Pete
want
now?
What part of it said I don't agree with that? What part? Again,
Oh, that's
Stephen,
not what I heard.
I know the American educational system again is shot to hell. Okay.
14% decrease, Von Joe, over the last 10 years.
Thank you. Exactly. So I understand
Like
why
where I
Steve is
think Big
lacking
O is
in
wrong.
comprehension skills.
Where I think Big O is
Exactly.
wrong
It's
on
very
that
lacking.
take, based on what I heard, where I think Big O is wrong is he didn't even give the guy a practice. You know, based on what he likes or whatever. He didn't even give
Deshaun
Deshaun
Elliott didn't
a
give
practice.
Tua a practice. Yeah.
What are
He
you
seen
talking
him on the
about?
field with his own eyes.
Okay, and Big O
Again, he
Deshaun
didn't
Elliott with his
say.
own eyes. Shut up.
That's what's
Did he say?
stupid.
Hold on. Did Deshaun Elliott say cut
Shut
Tua?
up.
Did he say
Every
cut
narrative
Tua?
that you're about to try to use,
Did he say
I'm
cut
going to
Tua?
use
Did he
against
say
you.
that? Again,
If you
did he
can't
say
read
cut
between the
Tua?
lines, Von Joe, I'm
Again,
sorry. You
did he
need
say
glasses.
cut Tua?
Yes, that's exactly what he said.
That's what he tweeted? Because I thought he tweeted to come to Miami.
Yes, that's what he
No, he
tweeted.
tweeted to come to Miami. He said about cutting the quarterback. That's
Hey,
OG.
Samaj, and I saw how you were
that's what
reacting
he
once I
said.
got kicked too. I'm coming for you next.
Oh, come on, Pete.
Now we want to be 10 years old and we don't understand what's going on.
Because you my guy, and I want to know exactly.
Bye, Von
Because
Joe.
when I says Tua doesn't have
Cruz
much to
Ruiz
offer,
says
what
American
does he do? You see,
education
I'm gone
taught me
already. Jeez.
bacon is pork, not chicken. Bye, Von Joe.
I thought that said Pete, not
It's only
Forrest.
our fan base that plays stupid when it doesn't fit our narrative. Stop doing that. We look like clowns.
Samaji, can you enlighten me on Tua real quick? Because I really want to know what you guys, and not only you, anybody could chime in as well.
Grown men.
Like, what does Tua do so great that actually Skylar can't do? Like, I want to know what Tua is so good at. What can he do that others can't?
Skylar did not get rid of the ball in like 2.5 seconds.
All right,
that.
Robert, good point.
Forget that. When Tyler, and even
I agree with that, John.
had the opportunity to drive the car, it wasn't running smooth, man. It was like we was always a half step behind. But when Tua was in there, it was like night and day. It's almost like the players want to play for him and not them, which I know is not the case. He had better control, better command, and it ran smoother. That's all I'm saying. So we had a 4-game.
Man, I completely disagree with that. Are you aware that Tua 2 times this year, once in the Buffalo game in the second half, I've never seen a quarterback not like that. Never happens. Listen to me. When you come out of and you remember after the Vikings, what coaches said about Skylar and the prep he did that week entering the Vikings week, and how the players said it was the best week of practice. And I'm gonna explain to you guys why. I know we want to blame coaching, but it also has in part of due to the player. Tua 2 times this past season didn't have a play ready for his squad on an opening segment in the second half versus Buffalo. And I also believe it was another game where he also, in the first play of the game, he had to call a timeout because he didn't have a play ready. You see what I'm saying? Like that has never happened. So how is that? Like Tua doesn't even prepare better than the rookie phenom from last year. And this was based on the
literally the same thing. Literally the same thing happened to Skylar.
Hold on.
What are you talking about?
Hold on. Just to get this straight,
You need to get a new mic, Rashad. Your connection is bad, Rashad. Go out and come back.
The very first play.
McDaniel not getting a play-in on
my headphones. I'm off of it.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm thinking about it, Pete. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Tua only can run the play that is called because that's the way our system is set up. So I don't think it was Tua not prepared. I think it was the people that's calling the plays that couldn't get up in their minds what play was, or the verbiage of the play is too long. So I think it's more of that than Tua not being prepared. I just can't put that on him. Yeah, Tua is not perfect. He did a whole bunch of shit that I used to want to just punch the TV.
Oh, snap. Moneyback 21 said, bring Von Joe back. Von Joe, you've been brought back from the dead.
I just want to win, Pete. You hear me? I don't give a damn if Mickey Mouse out.
Man, and you know what? If you want to win, and this fan base will want to win, they will be begging for Skylar Thompson like I have. I promise you, this guy is better, bro. There is nothing. There is absolutely nothing.
You're fucking right, Stephen D. You're fucking
Welcome
right.
back,
Y'all
Bon
can
Jovi.
have the floor.
Welcome back to the crowd. Welcome back to the crowd.
I want to win, and that's why I scream for Skylar Thompson. Tua is not him. Tua is not that guy. He gets ragged on. He gets hit one time. We're gonna cry again, bro. This guy's gonna go into a dude, this guy is unbelievable. Man.
What?
It's like another wasted year with Tua.
This is what
I'm
gonna
a
say.
mad fan, Samaj.
If I was Skylar Thompson,
You're a wild fan.
I would
can't
keep
even say
myself in the
mad. You're
boots
wild.
and I would be ready to go every Sunday. Because if I ever get the opportunity, I'm gonna blow that bitch up. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be hell and high water before I come up out the game. I'm gonna be like the old hurricane. Bitch, you get into your boat.
And that's why he's not the guy, Samaj. That's why he's not the guy.
He got to have, Pete. He has to have that mentality. And if he's the best, when you get the opportunity, kick the door in and blow that bitch up.
Samaj,
He the best, but he only can put up 3 points against the Jets.
The issue with what you're saying though is
He scored 11 points. What are you talking about?
the issue with what you're saying is that
that's so much better.
this franchise wants to cater to a portion of the fan base that is attached to a quarterback that is not as good as they think he is.
They're
That's
not
the
real
issue.
fan, man. I'm a Miami Dolphins.
No, Tony, that's wrong. That's wrong,
I
Tony.
want to
At the
win.
end of the
I don't
day,
give a fuck if Donno Shooter come back and quarterback. I want to fucking win.
Bonzo, go put
Listen,
an old logo on.
at the end of no,
I hate that new
logo. Hey, it is what it
hate that
is.
logo.
It is what it is. I'm drinking out of the old logo.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, that
It is
now
what it
we
is.
good then.
But check me out. But
hey,
check me
real
out.
quick. You want to know what I heard? I did. So you guys know I don't usually have sources. So yesterday, early afternoon, I get a text from somebody that's in the community that's connected.
We're going back to the
What did Doug say? What did Doug say?
No, it wasn't Doug. It was yesterday afternoon. It was not last night. Okay. It was not last night.
Don't let
Trust me.
Pete up
It was
again.
not Doug. I
That's
can
what they
tell you
told
that.
you. Don't let Pete up
It
again.
was not him. Orange jerseys back this year, but like the old orange jerseys.
Like the old that burnt orange that we wore.
Like
that,
the
you
one
know,
right on your forehead.
When I think
I've heard
about
that.
it,
The
when I
orange
think about it,
jerseys
I remember when we
this
had
year.
that all orange.
I won't be
jersey with
mad at
Zach
that.
Thomas.
But what are they doing?
Was that a
I would
Thursday night
love
game?
the orange jerseys back now. If
Was
that
that a
is
Thursday
true,
night or Monday night game?
real talk, I don't know if it's true or not, but I've heard that it
I
could
dig
be.
it.
So,
And when are we getting these gray jerseys,
You
man?
can
We
bring
need
me.
them gray
If you
uniforms.
could
Dolphins are gray.
old school jersey in orange, I'm all in for
Exactly.
it.
We need this
I've seen
color that
the
match the
little
actual
computer.
mascot.
I tried to find me a
Yeah, can I get a gray Dolphin? Can I get a gray
So,
uniform,
Steven.
please?
So Steven,
Yeah.
you ready for this?
yeah.
You ready for
I'm
this?
down for the gray.
So as much as I was going off on Tua Tagovailoa earlier, right? At the end of the fucking day, when it comes to all the quarterbacks we have on our current roster,
Never at
he
the
is
beginning.
our best. He is at the best option that we have for winning. Tua, this shit that Pete talking about Skylar this and Scott, fuck all that. Tua
Can
is
you
our best
imagine
option
Skylar
at
in this
QB1.
second? You out of here.
I could
No.
imagine it. Guess what?
No,
Okay,
we can't.
Hold on. You are out of
I
your
never-
mind,
Bullshit.
Bonjo. You are out of your mind.
So
We saw it.
so
What are you
Steven,
talking
I never
about?
got your guys' answer to what I said.
Okay, so if he was so much better,
Are you fucking
Bonjo,
blind?
why did the
Whatever,
coaches
Everton.
decide?
Hey,
Hey, hold on. Let me have
Bonjo
a
wasn't done
conversation with
talking.
Bonjo. But let me hold on, because I gotta. If he was
I
so
need
much
another
better,
drink.
Bonjo, right? Check this out. Why did they sit him and told him when the year is over, come back and talk to us? Why did they tell Tua that?
Because they didn't want to
Why
take a
did they
chance
tell
on
him
him
that?
having another concussion. Easy.
Yeah.
Next
Cruz,
question.
Okay.
Cruz, I
Listen.
agree. Cruz says it's funny that Big O's hated so much more than, and he's so much more connected than any of his haters. He legit interviews
I'm not
actual
talking about the big
insiders
hoe
daily.
anymore. I'm done
That's
talking about the
facts.
big hoe.
I mean, I
Anyways,
don't like Big O because he blocked
He
me
said
all
the
because
big
I
O.
said fire Greer
yeah, I'm done talking about the
for
big hoe.
drafting Tua,
Anyways,
and then he just blocked me for that. But it is what it is.
anyways, at the end of the day, Skyler is nowhere near Tua. He's nowhere near.
You out of your
that was
mind, bro.
seen.
The
That was
coaches.
seen.
Yeah, okay.
Like, get it
The
straight. He
coaches
was
what?
the call.
Did you not
Von
see
Joe.
the coaches? The coaches
Then
clearly
why
said the
the fuck did
players.
we extend the Pete? Okay, let's do this,
All I
Pete.
needed to
If
hear was that week
Skyler
of
is so close
practice
to Tua,
was the
Don't
best
feed
week of
into it,
practice.
Bonjo.
That's what
no,
y'all
I'm
don't
gonna make this real
understand.
easy.
If you
That's
play
what y'all
Don't
don't
feed into
understand.
it.
Okay.
Y'all out of y'all mind.
Von
Oh,
Joe,
we
if
are.
you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes, bro. Don't play the game.
Yeah,
Just
okay.
don't
Yeah,
play the
no,
okay.
I never. See, I never. You never answered. I never heard
Over
your.
400 yards versus Buffalo if Waddle
We
doesn't
moved
do
on,
those drops.
Anthony. We went to the next
Over
topic.
400 yards in a playoff game on the road if Waddle doesn't throw those yards. And you can add a touchdown.
Hey, Pete,
Miss me with all
Pete.
that.
Hey, Pete, look, Pete, I'm asking you a serious question, man.
Where did Von
And-
Joe go?
And I'm gonna hold all your credibility on this one question. Are you seriously saying that Skylar Thompson give us the best chance to win over Tua?
Well, 1000%. And I'm
Bro,
seriously saying, and listen to me, and there's players in that locker room that actually believe that as well, along with me. You better believe that.
That is not
There's
true.
players in that locker room that firmly believe that.
Your
Samaji.
gas
Listen
station
to what I'm
attendant
telling you.
sources do not
Listen
count.
to
Pete.
what I'm telling you,
Pete,
Samaji.
Pete.
There's
Yeah.
players in this
Skylar
locker
Thompson
room that
don't
think
believe
Skyler's
that.
better than Tua.
Lewis,
Never
Skylar
get
Thompson
That's
doesn't believe that.
Lewis,
Pete.
give me a cap. Give me a cap, Lewis.
Y'all could do
That's
whatever.
cap.
Yeah,
That's
everybody
cap.
has a
That's
source.
cap.
I got the little. I
That's
got
cap.
that one ant that got out of the ant pile, and that's my source that confirmed that to me. So it is what it is. I mean, I know what Skyler's better
Hey,
than
Pete,
Tua.
man, come on.
And it
I
was
mean,
confirmed in camp last
Samaj,
year.
he's
I
gonna
kept
troll
telling
you.
y'all,
He's gonna troll
and I
you,
said it.
bro.
What was I
Just
telling
don't
everybody
entertain
on
it
this
here
channel?
after a while.
Steven, I'm hearing what?
He's
Before y'all even
like
got
a
clips,
little horny.
Steven,
He's like a little
before
horny.
y'all even got
He's gonna
video,
keep
before y'all
humping
even saw
until you show him no
preseason
attention.
work, I said my source is telling me, Steven, that Skylar Thompson has the livest arm in camp. Did I not say that here on your show before anybody got
You did,
clips?
but
No,
Okay.
I believe that.
Okay.
I can believe that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'm just saying.
Pete,
I'm just giving
Robert,
people a heads
Robert,
up.
go
He
on and
has
come
the
back in.
strongest
Yeah,
arm,
there you go.
though. But does he have touch? Does he know how to
Yes,
drop
you
it where it's
seen
supposed
it.
to be?
He has anticipation. And let me tell you something, Samaj. If you go, listen, this is all you need to do. This is all you need to do, Samaj. Listen to this. This is how you know Skylar Thompson is one of the brightest quarterbacks we've had here in a very long time. When you look at that Tampa Bay preseason game at the end, the post-game player
Guys, hit that like
player
button. Hit the
interview.
like button.
He sits here and points out exactly what he wants people to hear. Like what he wants people. He goes, "Oh, today I worked on anticipation, and I think I did a good job at that. I was letting the ball go with perfect timing and rhythm, and he was hitting." That's what he told people that he was working on. But this is what I'm saying. Like he was already a good anticipator of the ball. They're saying that he's not. That's a lie.
Cruz says Pete is actually a resident of another Earth in the multiverse. It explains why we never see or hear what he does. There's a,
And by
there's
week
a
12,
whole,
and by
there's a
week
whole
12,
to know
he
that
will be up
interview
here
with
and
Skylar
give me
Thompson
applause
that gave us
again,
Pete
like
and
made
True
that
every
up.
year.
Pete just made that up. I want y'all to know that.
No,
Go watch it. Go watch
Whoa,
it.
somebody sounds
Right,
bad.
Bonjo?
Somebody sounds really dead.
But Joe,
All right, Von Joe, you got to go out and come back in. You sound like Mickey Mouse.
I'm gonna clip
why
it
I
just
respect
for
Pete,
you,
man.
Rashad, and
You
I'm gonna
sound
tag
bad.
you. I'm gonna clip it just for you, Rashad, and I'm
I
gonna tag you.
respect
Watch,
Pete,
just for
Please
opening
do.
your mouth. I'm gonna embarrass you on that.
Oh,
Please
Batman, what's
do.
up, Batman?
Please prove me
Batman's
wrong
up
for
here.
once. Pete. I've killed you 5 times in a row. Please prove me wrong once. I'm still waiting for that Jimmy
That's
Garoppolo.
cap.
Look at
That's
man.
cap.
I'm
That's
still
Thank you,
waiting
Lewis.
for
You got to respect
I'm still waiting for that Jimmy
I like
Garoppolo
this. I
interview.
like this, Lewis.
And
Lewis,
he's
here's what I
saying,
need.
he's
I
gonna
just
say,
need a sound bite from you. That's Cap. That's all I need. I need that sound bite so I can just play it on my soundboard.
That's
That's
done,
Cap.
Steven. You listen. You got my word, Steven.
Batman
We're
came
make
up. Batman came up. I think he heard something he didn't like.
Batman, what's up, Batman?
The load of pile of bullshit that's Pete just spewed is not containable. It is all over the place.
What do you mean it's not
I'm still waiting for that Jimmy Garoppolo interview.
Look at that bald head. Let me see that bald head, Batman. Let me see that beautiful bald head. I love it. Love it. Love it.
This whole narrative of Skylar Thompson is our savior. We need to stop.
No, Batman got a forehead like Dade County.
Don't be lured into that, Von Joe. You know that shit
Damn,
needs
bro.
to
I'm
stop.
taking strays. I ain't even said nothing, bro.
Hey, all I gotta say is the Cat for Life boys are out today. I see Von Joe, Lewis.
Hey, Lewis, look, Lewis. Look, Lewis. This is the best picture of all time, boy.
Man.
Oh, hey,
Shit, boy.
Comment.
God damn it, man.
There's already a comment under that, Steven. I wonder what it says.
It says,
Yo,
I got
man.
Hey, Noob, you flaws hell for that, bro.
on me. Paperwork,
I'm about to go report that shit right now.
Don't be no snitch, Dave. Don't be no snitch.
He said about to report it.
Man, Dave, you out here like that, Dave?
I'm going to
You
tell
out here
Twitter.
like
I'm going to tell the Twitter police.
I'm going to tell Twitter. Y'all tripping. Y'all picking on me.
Don't let us catch you at no LA Fitness. All right? Don't let us catch you at no LA.
Oh, we know Dave Small ass ain't at no LA Fitness.
Play stupid
Skyler's
games.
the quarterback Mike McDaniel chose. This is the reason why we're not going for Lamar Jackson, guys. Not Tua.
Noob did.
I gotta go retweet that shit. That shit's funny.
That is hilarious, man.
I feel good about this team, man.
I do too.
Yes, we can get better. We can get a lot better. I'm not happy about them not addressing the O-line.
Pete, how could you feel good about this team and just sit there and trash the team at the same time? Make it make sense.
First of all, Von
you just shattered on our just shattered on our first hold on, let me finish.
You don't know nothing, Von.
I don't know a clue that goes on in your fucking head because that shit there is bizarro world. You just shattered on our fucking starting quarterback. You sat there and said that we need to get a running back because our running backs are pretty much trash and can't get the job done. And our O-line is trash. So,
Pete's on camera.
What? How do you feel good about it? How could you feel good about
Everybody
it?
get on camera real quick. Everybody get on camera.
Look, your fucking math ain't math.
Everybody get on camera real quick.
This is the issue right now.
Get on camera. Let's see these faces.
Part of our team. And
Look at it. There we go.
I gotta get off camera because I'm gonna be smiling too much. I can't let off.
Rashad's on the toilet.
I'm kind of shy. But listen,
God damn! Hold on, Dave. They ran out of Beijing.
I won't be able to say the tape.
They ran out of Beijing. God damn!
I got one. Look at that.
That's an old shirt. Address Pete wearing?
God damn, that hair.
Ain't no Beijing here.
You won't never
I embrace my shit, Lewis. Lewis got that Beijing just for men, all that shit.
This is what the Dolphins do to you.
Nah, that's what y'all let the Dolphins do to you. You see this?
Act like we didn't.
You see this?
Act like we didn't see Pete with a Saints jersey. Are we gonna act like we didn't see Pete with a Saints jersey?
Cap, I want to make.
Wait, what?
Let's say that. I want to make T-shirts.
I didn't even know that was on a Saints jersey.
Lewis, I want to make T-shirts that say that.
Hold on, I gotta rewind this shit.
Cat.
It looks like a Saints jersey.
That ain't no Saints jersey. It's
Saints
a
jersey. You
black
got
t-shirt.
caught.
Was that a Brooks jersey from the Saints?
You pushing it.
Hey, I like your response, Dave. That was a good response.
No,
Stop
it's a black.
Cap.
It's his headset that makes it look like it has a gold ring around the neck that looks like a Saint jersey.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to get on my laptop and rewind. I was about to light your ass up, goddamn.
Okay, but Vonto, let me
get that hairline running away, Samaj. He said that hairline's running away.
Mine doing a swan dive.
That's what's
Well,
happening.
he's got the Stephen A. Smith impersonation going on.
Yeah, you got the Stephen A. Smith.
The Stephen A. Smith.
Look, if you look right here, I got
He went to his barber. He went to his barber. He said, "All right, what you want?" He's like, "Hook me up with that Stephen A. Smith, my guy. Hit me up with that Stephen
right
A.
here."
Hey,
That's one little Tua gray hair right there.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I got hella grades. I got hella grades.
I got one.
Yeah, I got grade too.
Robert said,
I got one.
Had to go back to work, but let's be honest. In regard to Pete's liveliest arm comment, in regards to Skylar, a quarterback is more than arm strength.
Robert always wants to say something that he's partially right on. Like, let's like, you know,
That sounds very familiar, Pete.
Are you
That sounds
partially
very familiar.
conceding then?
Partial right.
What good is arm strength
If
if you ain't
somebody
accurate?
knows about being partially right, it's Pete.
It's
What's
Pete.
good with arm strength if you got no accuracy though?
Because
He's
that
right,
also
though.
means he's
right.
partially wrong.
Arm strength and everything, man. He could
Hey,
have all the
remember
accuracy,
what
but
I
he got no
remember,
accuracy. He
remember
ain't
what I
shit.
said, guys. Two things can be true at the same time. I've said that a million times on this show.
Oh, and I do gotta let this out, Steven. I really, really mean this,
Let it
fellas.
out, Pete. Let
I
it out.
know.
Is it gas?
Look,
Is it
Let out the
gas?
fart. Let out the
Is
fart.
it gas?
This is real talk, man. I do gotta say this. Look, I do like the competition between Mike White and Skyler. Now, I've already came out and said it. I might think Mike White has a stronger arm than Skyler, but I do firmly believe Skyler is better than Mike White. But here's the thing,
That's not
because I
what you
know
said.
Mike White's dad.
How?
Yeah, that's exactly what I
Yeah,
said.
it's not.
I know.
That's not
I
what you
know.
said.
I know Mike. That's exactly what I said. I
Let him
know
finish. Let him
exactly that
finish.
Mike White's dad listens to the show. So I do also want to sit here and say, like, we should go in with two quarterbacks. And I'm
Mike
talking to
White's
Mike's
dad is not listening
Yeah.
to this show today. I can tell you that. He
Well,
left a
if he's
long
not
time
right
ago.
now, well, but this is the issue. Like,
He left
I
during
firmly
Von
believe
Joe's,
we would be okay
Probably.
going with a
I agree.
53-man roster
I
with two
agree.
quarterbacks. If we could find a way to ditch or cut Tua and just roll with Skyler and Mike,
Right.
we're better off
Let's
like
let's
that.
cut our MVP.
We are
Let's
way
cut our
better
future
off
MVP.
like that.
Let's do that.
Wait,
That's
what
a
did
smart
Pete just
decision.
said? I missed
Only
it.
you guys.
Hold on.
Only
What?
you guys. Only
He
you,
said
Batman.
that we should
Only
cut
you.
to it. We should cut to it, not trade
And
him.
roll with
Cut.
Mike White and Skyler?
Nobody's gonna trade for him.
Let's cut the guy.
He's a
Let's
waste
get
of
this
a
straight.
roster spot.
Let's get this
All
straight.
right,
Let's
so we're
get
just
this
gonna
straight.
go
We're
full
gonna cut the
retard.
guy.
Okay.
We're gonna cut the guy with the fourth
I agree.
best
Let's
Super
if
Bowl
we're gonna go
odds.
retard, let's go full
We're
retard. Let's go ahead and cut
the
Tyreek.
guy that with
Let's
the
cut
fourth best
Armstead.
MVP odds next season and 6
Let's
for the
let's
Well,
go
no,
ahead
it's
and
a big
cut.
cut
Let's
fest.
go cut
It
that
was
guy.
all laid
Let's
out
go
by
cut
the
him.
Big O with his cutting. So let's not start the cut. Let's start the cut fest right now. The Big O
So
have already started it.
Okay, so Big O had an opinion. What the fuck's the matter?
Okay, and Pete's got an opinion. What the hell's matter?
That's
Thank
the
you,
point. But why
Crypto.
we kept bringing in Big O? He ain't even here. Pete is
He don't have to be
Tua
here.
addressing Pete.
I mean,
Y'all was
We
bringing
gotta
in
cut
Pete
Tua,
yesterday in the
Batman. He's
spaces
the
when
one.
he wasn't
Look,
there. Y'all kept
Batman,
trying to
bro.
bring him in when he wasn't there.
Batman,
He
I
was
love this
listening.
team, bro. Look, Deshaun
No, he
Elliott
wasn't. He
spoke his
wasn't even
mind.
in the chat at the time. Y'all kept bringing him in. When that other guy was going off with his nonsense, y'all kept trying to equate him to Pete.
Hey,
How
Von Joe.
is it? How
Von
is
Joe,
that
I
What are you
got
talking
something
about,
for you real
Crypto?
quick.
I
Von
don't even know
Joe,
what you're talking about.
you listening,
No, they
Von
was
Joe?
trying to lump you in with the other guys being the opposite,
Von
and
Joe.
then they kept bringing you in to justify his nonsense.
Here we go, Von Joe.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
Uh-oh.
Everybody knows you can never go full retard.
We're going full retard, Steven. But
Hey,
we're
guys,
going
Manny's up
absolutely
here.
full
Hold on.
retard.
Manny?
Oh no,
Manny.
Manny's here. Oh,
Hey,
we
Steven.
definitely going off the deep
That
end. I ain't
was
got
a
time for
national
this.
treasure, bro.
That's the man with
Manny,
the plan right there.
I heard
Yeah. Oh,
yesterday that
we're
you
about to
were
go full retard
you in
now.
the
We're
Twitter
about to take
space
everything off the
yesterday?
rails. But Steven, I gotta
Nah,
jump
I
into a
don't. I
It
meeting.
wasn't
don't.
you. Never mind. I thought it was
Steven, I gotta jump
I
into
don't
a
mess
meeting.
with
I'll holler back at you, okay?
no
That's
social
what they're
media.
calling
All
out.
right, love you,
Meeting,
bro.
Von Joe?
Yeah, I'm not into social media, man. I don't do none of that.
Okay. I thought you were on that Twitter space
So what are
yesterday.
you doing right now?
All right, I guess this is the most social media I do. YouTube.
Nah.
Manny's about to get the horses out.
And honestly, there's like FaceTime for me. Really, I'm taking this like FaceTime. Just some people I like to go talk about. Something that we all care about together.
100.
Hey, man,
I like
just
that.
so you know, there's no swear jar today. No
I don't-
swear
I
jar.
don't-
Manny, you
curse
don't
too
even
much.
watch the games, though, Manny. How do you love the team when you don't even watch the games?
Wow.
Right. I
Wow,
mean,
Louis.
let me ask if you're into boxing, right? Just because you can't afford the pay-per-view, but you watch the highlights after, you watch, the full fight after. Does that make you not a
Talk
fan?
to him, Manny. Cook
Man.
him, Manny. Cook them.
Tell him,
you
man.
can
That has to be.
Get on
That
Lewis,
has to
Manny.
be. That has to be the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Let Manny cook.
Dumber than
2023.
Skylar Thompson starting over Tua?
You can't
I
talk
didn't
about
say-
it because you don't watch it.
I didn't say Pete was smart.
No, you said it's the dumbest thing you've ever heard, though.
That man is genius. Watch your mouth, Lewis. That man is a national treasure. We
I
got
missed what Manny said. What you say, Manny?
Let Manny cook.
Yeah, so you know, a lot of people like to think if you don't watch all the games, you're
Caslin
not
said you're about
not
to
the number one
spew some
fan.
BS like yesterday. Aslan said that you're about to spew some
Catherine,
BS.
get up here, bro. I forgot you're the one that made me come up here. You're the one that was talking about Mac Jones better than Tua, bro. Get out of here, Casman.
Mac Jones is better than Tua.
What? Making macaroni?
Lewis, aren't you
Manny
spewing that?
put names on
Mac
it.
Jones is better than Tua.
Manny put names on it.
On that.
Come on,
That
man.
cat.
I remember Lewis saying that too.
Say that,
Call him out, Manny. Call him out, Manny.
Coming in for
Call him out on that BS takes.
You know what I'm saying? Mac Jones like one of them kids that came 5 months too early.
Cesar says Manny is cooking like Chef Ramsay. He just got Lewis. Bang, bang! Bang!
Manny taking everybody to color.
Manny came up here killing niggas. What? I see you, Manny, boy.
Manny's taking everybody to
This a
culinary
new
school.
Manny. This ain't last season. This the new season.
This is 2023, Manny. Y'all better watch out, yo. He
You know,
coming
I'll
for y'all
never forgive this organization. I'll never get over Tua and this organization telling us in a playoff run. In a playoff run, they waited until
Samaj.
Manny coming after you.
They waited until the season was.
Remember when I said let Pete? This is what I
Who
mean.
said that?
You can't feed into it too much, man. Just when Pete
Said
get
that I was
going,
getting
just let
cooked,
him
that
have
Manny
it.
was cooking me. Who said that?
Manny's
Cesar said that that Manny was cooking you, like Chef Ramsay.
Tell Cesar that Manny only has a microwave in his house. That man is microwaving potato
Chef
chips.
Boyard Manny.
Cooking with a
Boyard
microwave.
He microwaving Lewis? Oh,
Hey, Manny, you gotta change your
What are you
name,
cooking?
he put you in the quick in
Manny,
the
put Chef
regulation.
Boyard. Put Chef Boyard Manny. Put that on your name right there.
Boyard Manny.
That man is eating
Like that
Pop-Tarts,
one.
man. Y'all need to stop.
Over here, what are you over here with a toaster cooking Pop-Tart?
Batman, you need to stop that.
Let Manny cook. 2023.
For Manny
You're
to
not
watch.
responding, Kaz. You being real quiet, Kaz. Bobby in here in the chat cooking you. Manny out here naming you. Kaz, I'm disappointed if you really said Mac Jones was better.
He said that on your show.
Oh, that's right. He did. You're right. I forgot.
Is Kaz a Patriots fan now or something that I don't know
I
about?
mean, maybe. I mean, he's everything's wicked hard to Kaz. My guy.
I'm trying to realize when Kaz said that it was before Tua started the season last season. So let's not get selective amnesia when he said that. He said that before the season started.
What he said.
He said that before this last year, in the off season last year, before Tua had this out of body experience season.
Hey, Pete, get on camera real quick.
He said he had a better college
you
career
and Manny
than
look
Tua.
like brothers. He said
Well,
you and Manny
had better numbers at Alabama in his
see
senior year.
video evidence of this.
Damn, God.
Pete, get on camera. We tried. Jose said that you
There
and
was
Manny
nothing wrong with what
look like
Kazan said about
Put a
their
hat
college
on
career.
too. Put a hat on, Pete, so we can put side by side.
Get on camera. What in the? See, Pete gone. Pete messed up.
racist.
He's scared, man. He's scared to put a face on.
Scared. He don't want to get on camera.
He said he's shy, dog. He said he's
Look at
shy.
Pete,
Put a hat on, Pete.
Leave him alone,
Put a hat
dog.
on, Pete.
A
Put a hat
little
on,
bit.
Look at Pete.
Hold on.
Put a hat on.
Hey, leave him alone.
Hat
He's
on
shy,
forward,
bro.
just like Manny. And Manny, get on camera. There we go. All
I'm
right.
on
Pete, get on camera. We got to see this next to each other. We got to see.
I don't.
Pete.
Hey,
Okay, a little bit. A little.
he got that beard though. I don't got.
a bit more of a
I ain't got
beard.
none of that though, dog.
This
Manny's
isn't
struggling.
this isn't racist at all.
I don't got none of that.
Now, the real thing, what I should do
We're
is
brothers, Manny. We are brothers.
They're related.
Because the chat.
brothers.
Yeah, because the chat says we're brothers. We're brothers. I believe we're all. brothers.
Hey, we're all brothers.
Hold on, guys. I got something. Hold on. Let me throw this out there. Hold on. I got something for y'all. Let me just this is a good one right here. I'm gonna put this person here, and I'm gonna put this person. I'm gonna share the screen. I need y'all to tell me if these two people look alike. Okay, that's what I need. Right here. Yeah, do they kind of look alike, right? They kind of look like
They're brothers.
Look just like each
Lewis
other.
and Drake is brothers.
They're
Boy,
brothers.
look at that. Boy, y'all really be looking
They're brothers.
Look at Discount Drake.
Boy,
They're
More
brothers.
handsome.
That's
Bruh.
5 below
That
Drake.
Lewis, man, y'all laughing.
That dude,
Hey,
Damn,
That
5
dude-
below.
Hey, that dude is worth 200 million, and I'm
He
out
said
here.
discount Drake. Damn,
better than him.
damn, Dave.
In
Hey,
the
they're
words of
laughing,
EM,
Louis.
God damn.
They're laughing, but the single guys need to go out there and go out with you.
Huh?
What? What?
All the single men need to take Lewis out so they can pull
I
all the
do my
women.
thing, man.
Pause.
Pause, Pete. Pause. Pause on
Lil
that.
Drake.
Time out break.
Little Drake.
Time out break on that one, Pete.
Hey, that's all right. Wait till I get on my side of the fence on the fence tailgate. I got something for Steven's ass. Don't worry about it. I got something.
Do it here.
I got something for him.
Hey, you know who's here though? I can't wait to see it, Lewis. But Caslin has entered the chat. Hello, Kaz.
That's fucking right, I am.
That's right.
Don't fucking call me out and start saying nonsense bullshit. Get the fuck out of here.
What bullshit? Say the bullshit.
Dude, Mac Jones is so much better quarterback than fucking Tua was in college. Don't even fucking go there. Who got NCAA player of the fucking year? It wasn't fucking Tua. It was Mac Jones.
Who in the fuck talking about college?
Caslin?
For what?
But even in the pros, even in the pros,
Wednesday.
Who was more?
even in the pros.
You want to talk about making players better? Who was more?
Hold on, wait a
quarterback?
minute. What awards?
How about that?
What awards Mac Jones won?
Man,
That man went to the playoffs his rookie year, made the Pro Bowl his rookie year. He got hurt the second year. Like y'all know Mac Jones is better than Tua. Stop
Man,
that.
Mac Jones.
What? Making macaroni and cheese, maybe.
Hey, Manny, noob got you. He said Manny's the only person dumb enough to burn water. I'm sorry, that's funny, man. I'm sorry.
Get his ass, noob. Get his ass.
Noob probably thinks water's wet.
Manny told me he took Sundays off this year, so he's gonna watch the Dolphin game.
Y'all gonna let Manny cook y'all repeatedly? Cook him, Manny. Cook him.
Hey, Crypto, I'm gonna bring you back in 1 second. Crypto, somebody just wants to say hello, Mr. Fred. What's up, Mr. Fred?
Hey, yo, what's up? What's up, brother? What's up? What's up?
Hey, Fred.
What's going on, Fred?
Like Luke Campbell.
Hey, what's going on?
Like Luke Campbell.
Hey, hold up, man. Hold on. Let me go where I can hear you, man. Let me go where I can hear you. Hold on.
Yeah, you need to quit your job, Fred.
Yeah.
Mr. Fred on his break, hearing this craziness today.
Yeah, is it crazy? It's always crazy.
How about Wednesday, Mr. Fred?
Oh yeah. You know what? I heard you.
And guess what? There's no swear jar today, Mr. Fred, so you can say whatever you want today.
Hey man, I try very hard not to swear, man. But
there's no swear jar today. There's no swear jar. You can go talk your talk, Mr. Fred.
Hey, well, you know, my end was pretty much the same. Ain't nothing changed, man. You know, I still feel strongly about our most upgrade that we needed was that quarterback. You know, this going all in. No, they're not going all in. They like stick their feet in the water. Soon as one toe feels that the water's cold.
Mr. Fred, are you believing in the propaganda, Mr. Fred? You're believing in all this foolishness. That we are going all in, Mr. Fred. Don't let these other haters fill your head with nonsense, Mr. Fred.
Help is on the way.
You know what all in to me is, man? It's like, come on, man. You know, go ahead and get a top tier quarterback, man. If he's out there, go ahead and get him.
We got that.
Who? We have that?
Tua's top tier, bro.
Tua's not a top tier quarterback. Get out of here.
Man, you put some respect. You got to be kidding, man.
Name.
You are afraid.
Caslin, I have a question though. Is Mac Jones a top tier quarterback?
Oh, hell
no, they're both not. No, they're both not.
That guy will be Skyler's backup in this team.
Hey, you know what, man? You know what? To me, for real.
Cooked y'all. Oh, just wait. Oh, I'm about to do it, y'all. Hey. Look at the screen. Look at the screen. Noob done got. He got Manny and Pete. God.
Oh, that's quick.
Cook the boys.
Hey, the panel is wild in the day, man.
I need that.
I'm retweeting that. That is retweeted. Yes.
That's a good one. Yeah,
Done.
there we go.
Love
Damn,
that.
Pete.
Noob getting everybody today. Oh, he done got
Pete Manning.
Dade County.
Who else?
They're Siamese twins.
I'm about to say, who else he got besides me and Pete?
He's got,
You know who
he's
he
gotten
got?
me
He got
before.
too
He's
much
gotten
time on his hands,
Steven.
bro.
He's gotten all of us before.
He's got too much time on his hands, bro.
And I got a feeling he's working on Lewis and Batman next.
I'm here for it, bro. I'm here for it. I love it. That's tweet.
Hey,
That's all funny games.
Are we done with the offensive line yet?
Nope. We gotta go.
No.
We're addressing that in the draft.
Why do
They're
people
most likely gonna
think that
draft
they're
him.
done with that? There is
Who was
look,
it?
real talk. Hey, Mr. Fred, listen. There's 3 waves of free agency plus the draft. We just went through the first wave. We still got the draft and waves 2 and 3 of free agency. We're not done on
Somebody
the
got
offensive
feedback.
line yet.
Oh, okay.
Somebody feedback.
Manning does.
All right.
Hey,
Well,
I'm gonna
look,
take
man.
off everybody, Steven and everybody. I just want to take Fred. I want to tell everybody it's 2 a time, 2 a time, 2 a time.
And you know
All right,
what?
everybody, have a blessed
And
day.
you know what? I may
Love you,
seem
man,
like a Tua hater, man, but come on, Tua, let's go, man. I'm with Tua, man. I'm with him a little bit. I mean, it's what we got, man, and all I could do is pull for him, man. And you know,
Best option. So shit, may as well ride up.
yeah.
I feel like Grish should have got him a right tackle, man, or something, man.
Yeah, he could have. Yeah, he could have done that
He
for
not,
him, man.
they not done. They not
Hey,
done.
Kaz,
Relax.
Kaz, you got a lot of background noise. I put you on mute. You got a lot of background noise, Kaz. I just put you on mute, but so you know.
He's a
Definitely,
background player, bro.
definitely a running back, man. A right tackle and a running back, man. Tua, he'd have been real.
Why
good.
y'all so pressed about a running back?
Because, man,
Your running backs last year averaged almost 5 yards of carries. What you mean?
4
understand
points.
that,
Hey,
man.
Mr. Fred,
Come
listen.
on, man, they had more.
NFL, as long as your running back averages over 4.5 yards per carry, you have
Yeah,
a
have a good back.
They don't even play a whole season, bro. They don't even play a whole season.
But
Not neither four of them.
you don't
Neither
need a
four of
bell cow to win a Super Bowl.
Neither 4 running backs has played a whole season, man.
I got you, but you don't need a bell cow running back to win a Super Bowl, Mr. Fred.
I'm not saying a bell cow running back. I mean, you know, come on, man.
They can still draft a young guy and cut one of them dudes they re-signed.
What up, Mr. Bo?
Steven, what it do, bro?
What's going on, baby? I got everybody
Hey,
at work on the job today.
Hey, look, man, I'm driving this dump truck. I was eating my fish and grits. Y'all boys been wilding out, baby. Pull this thing over, man.
Mr. Bo, Mr. Brown, country, I was eating my fish and grits. I heard you all wilding out. I had to step up. I had to do it.
No, man, but nothing but love for my
This is what it's all
Dolphins,
about
man.
right here. This is
Dolphins,
Wild
man.
Out Wednesday at its finest, baby.
This is beautiful, man. This is a great day, man. It's
That's
beautiful.
you, man. This has to be the best Wilding Out Wednesday ever. Shout out to
No,
OG
it
Stephen D.
ain't the best, man. It ain't the best because I'm at work, man. I got to be at home for this, man.
Bro, we all at work. We all at work.
We all working.
Lewis at work.
We all working. Lewis is
I
working.
haven't,
I'm at work.
I haven't left out the work yet.
We all at work.
Cool.
Crypto probably taking a bubble bath. I swear that was the worst thing I ever
That's
heard.
like it was his old ass.
Don't have me. Don't have me.
Shemai,
It ain't enough time to wild out,
one
man.
morning he goes, hey man, I'm listening to you in my bubble bath right now. What?
Oh, what the fuck, man?
Why are you listening to
Stop
me in
it,
your
Steven.
bubble bath, Crypto?
I didn't say
That's
bubbles.
weird
There was no
ass.
bubbles in that
That's
damn
weird
thing.
Oh, no,
I
man.
got one question. Was he using carbonated water?
It was alkaline water.
Nah, you know,
Samaj, it was
y'all know Crypto
alkaline.
like that hot dog water.
I'm sorry.
Crypto like that hot dog water.
Shut up, Dave.
Hey, man, it ain't enough time to wild out while you at work, man. I'm due back from my lunch break in a couple minutes, man.
Amicus says, great. Now people won't get their supplies because of Stephen D's show. Great. Noob says, I'm not at work either. I'm getting ready to go golf.
Oh, golf?
Good life, good life, good life.
Hey,
Damn.
Dolphins.
You ready?
Damn.
You talking about?
Who's got
You
time for
talking
golf?
about going golfing? I'm still down here wearing a big coat and a fucking scully. Shit.
Hey, Steven, let me ask you something real quick, though, man.
What up?
Steven,
What's up, Mr. Brown?
with the cap money that we got,
Yes, sir.
I ain't even talking about next year. What we got left, what we got this year, and what we can restructure with. What do you want to do? What do you?
I mean, look
what you
here.
wanna get?
So look, the post June 1st cap, the cap money that we're gonna get from
Byron Jones.
Byron's gonna be great, right? So, but you have to remember. Here's a couple things, Mr. Brown. We have 5 draft picks, and so we have to figure out a way to pay 5 draft picks. Which look, you get 3 late, you got a second and third and 3 late picks.
Okay.
So that's probably my guess. What do you guys think? Probably 5 to 8 million in money out of the 13 that you got, and there's still probably another. Hold on, Miss Fred. Hold on, Miss Fred. I'm just putting you on mute real quick, Miss Fred. You still have another opportunity to renegotiate or restructure about 2 to 3 more contracts. Yep, you can open up more money with a couple more restructures. So if I had to guess, the Dolphins probably, including the draft pick money that they have to do or use, probably will figure out a way to get about 15 to 20 more million available. That includes, though, the restructure or the post June 1st money of Rashad or of Byron Jones. Now, with that being said, where do I want them to go? I want to see them go offensive line big, right? I want a good starting offensive lineman. They're going to have to go tight end somewhere, whether it's the draft or whatever, and somebody who can start, not necessarily start, but play a lot of snaps and get good playing time. And I mean, those are the 2 positions. And then you need another outside linebacker. So those are the 3 positions I think you need to go. And with the offensive line, you need a starter plus 2 or 3 good backups to be competitive, in training camp. So, I mean, that's what 5 or 6 players they really just need to bring into the camp with about $15 to $20 million with restructures, the post June 1st money, and obviously the draft. So that's where I want them to go.
One more thing, let me ask you this. I love Ingram, man. So you think we're gonna let him go?
I mean, I love him too, but it all depends on what Vic Fangio wants to do with this defense. And so what I will say is I'm not going to question Vic Fangio at all. Right. Like, he's a top defensive coordinator in the league for a reason. If he believes that this person's best for our defense or this person won't fit his scheme or whatever the reason, I'm going to trust everybody he brings in. So I'm not going to question at all. And by the way, I will admit on my own show, that includes if he decides to keep Noah Igbenogany. If he decides to keep Noah, hey, look, I don't want him. I don't like him. There ain't nobody more in this community that hates on Noah more than I do. But if Vic Fangio thinks he can do something with him, make it happen. By all means. I trust Fangio. I have full faith in him. It's blind faith, but it's faith. He's a top defensive coordinator for a reason.
He can't do that with him. Nobody can.
I agree with that. I mean, and honestly, if Noah's making a difference on the field, it's a 98% chance things have gone horribly wrong with our secondary. If Noah has to be the person that's making the game-changing move in the secondary for us.
Okay.
That's where I'm at with it.
That's cool.
Lewis, you shaking your head. Why are you shaking your head for, Lewis?
Because all this Noah Igbenogany hate.
It's justified, is it not?
No. Does he wear a Dolphin uniform?
No. So I'm not allowed to hate on anybody who has a Dolphins uniform, Lewis?
That's what people in this community have told me.
Or so you do what everybody does? You listen to everybody?
Or does that only work for Uno?
Manny,
Manny, listen,
you can talk about Uno.
hear me out. You can talk about
Hold on, Lewis. I got this, Manny. I got this, Manny. Lewis, let me be honest. I'm very pro Tua in here, right? Everybody knows I'm pro Tua, right? You and I have had conversations. I love the guy. Have I not been the first one to raise my hand and say, look, he needs to stay healthy, and that is my biggest knock on him, and he needs to win games in December. I feel like that's being fair, critical, and realistic about where he's at as a player. But what I don't like, especially from the Tua haters, and I put that in quotations, and I'm not necessarily saying you, is for all the bad stuff they'll say about him, they will never bring up the good stuff of him. And there's plenty of it to go around. Not just stats, not just numbers. Go look at the games. He's 70% of last year. He played like an MVP. Point blank. He did. That can't be argued. Can't deny it. I don't care if it was against bad football teams or not.
But that was only a five-game stretch.
They're only bad when we beat them, but they're great when they beat other teams.
I know.
But that was only a 5-game stretch. We make it seem like he played 70%. No, he played about a 5-6 game stretch where he was at an MVP level, we can say. But people also don't want to recognize that.
When was Baltimore, ladies and gentlemen? When was Baltimore? Week 2? Week 2 was the Baltimore game, right?
And the Bills.
When did the Bills was week 3? Hold up. When did the West Coast swing happen? Week 11? Week 13. That's about 70% of the season. Now he missed
he
2
did not
games?
play great.
2.5 games
Steven,
in there. So
Steven, he did not play
11
great in
games he
Baltimore.
played. That's about 70% of the season.
He didn't, but he didn't play great in 11 games. That's where y'all wrong. He
He
didn't play great in
played
11 games.
at an MVP level for up until week 13.
He had like 2 bad games.
By the way,
he had 2 bad games.
MVP season, sir. Even MVPs have bad weeks in those years.
Actually, he had the 3 bad games that everybody wants to hang him on. He had the bad games against the Chargers, bad game against San Francisco, and bad game against the Packers. That's about it, bro.
Milton Guerrero says it's just hate. Josh Allen has failed in 3 years to win a Super Bowl. No one's trying to get rid of him. Tua loses 3 years.
Josh Allen, because hey, you know why they don't move on Josh Allen? Because he's there for 17 weeks. How about that?
And CCRR, I understand his quarterback rating against the Chargers in San Fran. I understand that. I'm not denying that. He needs to step up in bigger games.
Man, we were down 35-14 in Baltimore. If everybody forgets, that's not a good game. That's a great quarter. That's not a good game because he had an out-of-body experience.
Exactly. The great quarter. Let's put it in perspective.
Hold on.
He didn't have a great game.
What does he say in Moneyball, Lewis? Do I care how he gets on base? No, you do not. Do I care how they get a win? No, I do not.
That's horrible, Steven. That is absolutely horrible.
But time out. Everybody sit here that's Tua haters will say when we try to bring up numbers, when we try to bring up Tua stats, they're like, look at the win-loss record. Now my narrative is talking about the win-loss record here, and you're like, oh, and now you're like, that's cap. Why are you doing it?
I didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing about record.
Don't look at the QBRs, whatever.
I didn't say that. When did you hear me say that, Steven?
I'm just saying this is what I'm getting from the feedback in the chat.
All his stats are great. He has great numbers. Except the only thing is that he's not always on the field.
The debate I said was, y'all said, or Steven or somebody said that he played 70% and that's 11 games going into the West Coast swing. No, he didn't, because that Baltimore Raven game was not a great game.
He threw 6 touchdown passes in a game.
And he threw and going into that fourth quarter.
Is the fourth quarter a part of the game, Lewis?
Steven, you realize... But, Steven, you realize he only threw 25 touchdowns?
I don't get it. I don't understand it. It is March 29th.
And it's 6 of those touchdowns. If it wasn't for that game, he would have 19 touchdowns, Steven.
Y'all are hating on a game where he scored 6 touchdowns. It makes no sense.
No, we're not. No, nobody's hating on it. We're putting it in perspective.
We are not hating on the game,
offense, bro.
No one's hating on the game. We just put perspective.
We had a top 10 offense.
We had a bottom 10 defense.
And by the way, we had a top 10.
So what? We've had top 10 defenses and they've gotten us nowhere.
Listen, Crypto.
Okay, but
we had a top 10 offense
at that time.
Listen, I got this. We had a top. How many touchdowns?
So what? And we had no top 10 defense at that time.
Crypto, answer me this. How many touchdowns did Teddy Bridgewater have last year?
4.
How many touchdowns did Skylar Thompson have last year?
0, like
2.
1 maybe. Yeah,
2.
right.
Yeah,
like 1. Bro.
And one of them happened in the playoff game. Okay, so in the regular season, right?
Yeah,
so you
1.
take.
You just said one of them happened in the playoffs.
Listen.
Why is that he only threw a touchdown in the playoff and our starting quarterback didn't?
Because what I'm telling you is the top 10 defenses or top 10 offense, those numbers are for the regular season. They don't count the postseason in those numbers, right? So here we go.
Yeah, they recalibrated for the playoffs. They'll say who's the best in the playoffs.
Okay, that's
that gets
fine.
reset.
When you go back and look at the numbers at the end of the year, they're all from the regular season. Now, with that being said, good sir, what I would like to tell you is that the Miami Dolphins had a top 10 offense in the NFL while their starting quarterback missed multiple games, and during that time they only threw.
And you want to know why we was able to maintain it?
An additional 5 touchdowns in those games.
But you got to remember
that was it.
That one game skewed the numbers. He had 19 touchdowns without that one game. That's it.
Part of the year. Stop dismissing it.
No one's dismissing it. We're putting it in perspective.
You and Lewis are dismissing it.
19 touchdowns outside of that one out-of-body experience game.
Oh my God.
Yeah, whatever.
That was the total.
That's gaslighting.
It amazes me.
That's the total.
That's gaslighting.
No, it's not. That's telling you the facts.
I'm telling you the fact. You want to dismiss the fourth quarter in Baltimore.
By calling it
I'm telling you it's a part of the year.
It is. It is what it is. Did he do that before? Did he do that before? And have he done that type of game since? It does. That's what it is. It was an out-of-body experience.
Only a handful of players in the history of the NFL have done it. Now, I know that.
Trubisky had a 6-touchdown game. He haven't had none since. Nick Foles had a 7-touchdown game. He haven't had none since. Those are out-of-body experiences.
Nick Foles won a Super Bowl. Nick Foles won a Super Bowl.
Nick Foles did win a Super Bowl.
Nick Foles did, but so what? We haven't done nothing since.
Oh,
is he a starter in this league?
Bro, you got no arguments, bro. When we get you back,
has he done this ever since, Manny?
So what?
Has he ever done this? Has he done that ever since?
Everybody
has he thrown 7 touchdowns ever since? Has Mitchell Trubisky won a Super Bowl?
He kept getting hurt, bro. After Buffalo.
Did Trubisky ever win a Super Bowl?
Okay.
Did Trubisky ever win a Super Bowl?
No. Who's talking about Trubisky?
Okay, he threw 6 touchdowns in a game before.
Why are you comparing players anyways?
Because he fucking threw 6 touchdowns in a game before.
Okay, but Tua's way better.
You're trying to make it seem like that's such a big thing.
Crypto, let me ask you something, bud. When I bring it up, the 6-touchdown game, right? And you say, well, the numbers are skewed because of that fourth quarter.
I'm talking about the overall Dolphin numbers.
I understand that. I'm hearing you. Is it not a part of the season, right?
No, yes, that's not my debate. What is not as a part of the season. It factors in the total numbers.
If I'm hearing you correctly, your argument to me is if you take that fourth quarter out of the numbers, the Dolphins don't have a top 10 offense in the NFL. Is that what you're telling me?
I mean that was a record performance.
I'm asking you to make the statement, yes or no. Are you saying to me that if the Dolphins don't have that fourth quarter against Baltimore,
I'm saying also if Teddy Bridgewater don't come in and have 360 yards in a game against the Vikings, that also helps the numbers as well. So let's not act like Bridgewater didn't have an out-of-body experience against the Vikings when he had it.
But Crypto,
so the number still was able to maintain. We were still able to maintain those type of numbers on average because our backup quarterback had a freaking 360-yard game performance, and Skylar had almost 100 in one quarter. We had almost 400 yards passing in that game.
And Crypto, I'd like to say that the numbers also would have been just as good had Tua had been healthy.
But the point is, you're trying to make it seem like it wasn't without him, and I'm giving you evidence that we still maintained that performances from a passing standpoint.
And my argument to you, to Crypto, is we had a top 10 offense while having 2 backup quarterbacks play who only throw a total of 5.
Okay, if the 2 backups are so horrible, then why come it wasn't such a huge drop off against the Vikings then from a passing standpoint? How come we still had over 400 yards of offense?
Well, that's telling.
That's a testament of the system that anybody can still be plug and play, has a potential to be plug and play in the system.
That's BS. We matched
that
up. That
told you the potential that if somebody was able to put up 400 yards of total offense without your main starter, that tells you has the potential to be plug and play. That means the system was built good for anybody to run. If you comfortable, all you gotta be is a serviceable quarterback.
Okay, and we have a
all you
more
gotta do is be serviceable
quarterback. We had an MVP in the running quarterback, bro.
Hey,
well, it doesn't count for the first quarter of the season, man. And you got to realize that it's a 17-game season.
Okay,
and if there's 4 quarters in a game, count that 4th quarter against Baltimore in your evaluation. And also, mind you, listen, Crypto, listen.
Let's find the 4th quarter count. I'm not taking away the 4th quarter. I'm just telling you what the numbers are without it.
I understand, and I that's part of my point. I am trying to tell you, guys, we had a top 10 offense missing our quarterback for what, 5.5 games? Was it more? Was it more than 5.5?
4.5 games.
4.5 games. So 5 touchdowns in 4.5 games during the regular season.
And we didn't have our
1.25 touchdowns per game.
And remember, we didn't have our starting left tackle.
That was selective what Armstead was doing. Armstead was known to be missing games.
I'm telling you right now, this offense is going to get better. And here's the best part.
Well, you can count Armstead as being out 4 or 5 games anyway. So
here's the best part, Crypto.
That goes with the territory.
Crypto, here's the best part. I won't even bring 2 up. You know who's going to get better this year? Skyler. Skyler will get better this year. So God forbid Skyler has to play.
Be careful. Just make sure the Big O don't hear this.
I'm just telling you. If God forbid Mike White
if you're saying anybody other than Tua is getting better and improving on this team, you better not let the Big O hear you say that.
I am trying to tell you that with a second year of learning the playbook, of knowing the playbook.
I feel for your show now, Steven, because guys going to be calling around saying you should be canceled because how dare you say anybody other than Tua is going to get better on this team.
Let him finish. Crypto, let him finish.
Every single person on this team is going to get better. The running backs who are getting to run it back. I know everybody's sitting here complaining, oh, we're running it back. Yes, they're running it back. They know the offense. They know the quarterback. They know the handoffs. They know everything. The only person that is technically learning in this offense, the only person that's technically learning in this offense is Mike White and Eric Somber at the moment. Everybody else is running it back. Dan Feeney was
Eric Somber. Wait a minute, what'd you just say, Steven?
The tight end
That's
from
the
Denver.
tight end, bro.
Okay.
Come on, keep up with your team,
Everybody
Crypto.
else learn is
Shut up, Dave. I had a call come in. Stop it.
And our defense is going to get better too, bro.
Well, our defense is going to get better.
I don't disagree with that. I'm sure everybody's supposed to get better based on the talent.
Crypto, I'm not saying that a top 10
I
offense.
don't disagree.
I'm not saying a top 10 offense and a top 10 defense doesn't that's going to guarantee a Super Bowl. I'm not saying that.
No, because remember who lost the Super Bowl last year? They was top 10 in both categories.
I understand, but they made it to a Super Bowl, did they not?
Yes, they did. They made it.
All right. So with that understanding, does it not give you hope? Knowing that Tua, for the first time in his professional career, has the same playbook, the same person calling the plays, the same people around him. Look, I'll say this: the offensive line didn't get worse.
It
didn't get better, but it didn't get worse.
No, it's going to get better because your general manager told you he's sticking with Jackson and Eichenberg, key pillars of this offensive line.
No, they have clearly said that they are still looking for people, and they're going to bring in more people. So understanding all of that, Crypto, you would have to assume, it's not a guarantee, you would have to assume, hey, our offense is going to stay in the top 10. Odds are the offense is going to stay in the top 10. At least we hope, right? And the defense,
we hope so.
And the defense only has to improve by 4 points less per game giving up. 4. Vic Fangio just has to move the needle by 4 to get us into the top 10 of defense.
Hold on. Well, what about
on the point side? So you're saying only giving up 20 points a game is what you're saying, Steven. That's the bar.
Steven. But what about the other side?
I'm not.
What about the other side of the ball?
Hold on, Kaz. I just said it. I said the offensive side.
Yeah, but hold on. What about the teams we play?
The second hardest schedule.
Right.
I don't buy that. This is the second hardest schedule.
It is.
You don't think that they're gonna?
How is that all the first place teams playing first place schedules, and we end up not being a first place team, end up with a harder schedule than its first place team? That don't work out.
It's the way the cards
make
fell.
that make sense.
But nonetheless, we have to. We can
They don't want to see us winning, bro.
We can safely. Well, I don't want to say assume. We can safely.
We have a second place schedule, Steven.
We can safely predict that the offense will stay in the top 10, and we hope that the defense should improve significantly. What that looks like, I think that's different for everybody. But I'm going to say, at minimum, it's going to improve by less than 4 points per game, which automatically puts them in the top 10 defense. So now I have a top 10 defense and I have a top 10 offense.
So you saying we're going to return to a top 10 defense?
I think he will be a top 10 defense. That's just my opinion, right? I'm not saying that's right. I'm just telling you that's what I predict. Now, I will also say our starting quarterback's going to have a second year with the playbook, second year with players, second year with the same person in his ear. By the way, our backup or one of the persons competing for backup, he's also going to get better, Skylar Thompson. And I will say that Mike White is personally raw talented better than Skylar. My opinion, you can agree to disagree with me, but they'll compete for the second job. So the quarterback room got better everywhere on this team, minus the offensive line that it's still TBD to be determined, right? We still got to wait.
I think the book is closed on offensive line. We're done upgrading there.
Stop it. It is not. The Dolphins.
I really believe in my heart that we're done.
Crypto, listen to me. You can believe that all you want. I'm telling you what I believe is going to happen, and we'll see who's right when it's all said and done. There will be more offensive line acquisitions by the time training camp rolls around.
And they're going to lose their job to Jackson and Eichenberg.
I'm just telling you there'll be more offensive line acquisitions. Now,
I agree, but I'm just saying they're not going to make it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna hope for the best. And I understand people are like, oh, Steven, hopium dealer. That's fine. I understand that. But I think everything points to it because you bring in Butch Berry, who now it was stated at the end of the year press conference that Matt Applebaum needed to have Frank Smith in the offensive line room.
I just got a brand new muffler, Steven. I got to go put a muffler on my car.
I don't know what you want me to tell you, man. The Dolphins will be one of the best teams in the NFL next year. And if you think if you have any other reason to think differently, I'm sorry for you. I feel sorry for you if you do not think that the Dolphins will be one of the best teams in the NFL next year, because they have two wide receivers with over 1,000 yards. They have a starting quarterback who, when he's on and he's on, which he was for 70% of the time last year, he was one of the best players in the league. And not only that, we now have a top three defensive coordinator in all of the NFL, with the foundation of people like Christian Wilkins, Javon Holland, Jalen Ramsey, Xavier Howard, David Long, Zach Seiler, Jalen Phillips, Emmanuel Agba. How do you not think that this team is going to be better this year? They will be.
I say he was good for 64% of the time.
Bro, this man want to argue semantics.
It's not semantics. I'm a percentage guy. It's not a semantic. 70% is different from 64%.
Either way, we can agree that even if Tua had a bad game in San Francisco, if the defense had been better or McDaniel's play calling was a little bit different, we probably would have won that game. We can also say the same thing about the LA Chargers.
Free and clear.
We can also say about the Chargers game. Yes, I'm not going to dismiss his horrible first half, one of the worst first halves ever in football. Yes, I'll give it to you. I understand it. I've said it out loud in public forum. It was one of the worst halves of football I've ever seen from a quarterback. Now, I will also tell you at the end of that game, we shouldn't have been playing that defense that we were playing against them. It was stupid. And I blame
the
Boyer.
defense that gave up 23 points. That defense.
I blame
and
Boyer.
San Diego scores 25 a game or 24.
Actually,
that
I'll say this. I blame Boyer just as much as I blame Tua for that loss.
Holding them for their average, right? A defense gets blamed for holding the team for their team average. I get it.
We are not as bad, and the world is not as bleak as everybody thinks that it is. It's not. We have a good fucking football team.
True.
To me, a defense only gets blamed if they don't hold their opponent to their average.
Fucking
for the deaf old motherfuckers in the back like Crypto.
If they hold their team to their average scoring per game, the defense is off the hook. If the offense can't score to what they average per game, they are the blame.
I like what Flipside just said. We will be better just by staying healthy, not including the talent we've added. The O-line looked pretty dominant when Jackson was playing right tackle. And I just don't have faith with Tua.
Yeah, why complain about the goddamn offensive line?
I can listen to that argument from somebody.
There's injuries
don't
there
speak
too.
with a forked tongue.
Listen. Flipside to me, I think that was beautifully said. I just don't trust Tua in his health. I get it. I can understand if that is your reservation. I can hear you, and I empathize, and I hear you out.
I waved the white flag on his health. He's not going to be healthy, Steven. Give it up. I waved the white flag when it comes to the December. I don't want December Tua. How about that? Do I have a right to have that opinion?
Yeah, you do. I mean, he needs to say
whatever you want.
But time out. I've been saying the same thing.
So let's stop this notion about it's only about health. Because you could be a healthy guy and have this month of December, we have the same result.
Did anybody say only? Did anybody say only health?
Yes, they are, because that's the only thing they emphasize.
Two things I need from Tua this year are more as healthy Tua, and I'd like to see a December Tua that's worth a damn. Did I not say those things? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I will hope so, Steven.
Crypto got selective hearing.
I think a lot of fans have.
No, you got selective hearing. You got selective amnesia.
You the old motherfucker.
I'm not old. I'm a spring chicken.
Old as shit.
You know that.
I told Steven.
Okay.
Crypto, you like 80. Crypto, you like 87 years old. Relax. It's okay to be old.
All right, guys. Look,
All right, you got an 87-year-old mentality.
We're gonna do final thoughts of the day, man. This has been a fucking awesome Wildin' Out Wednesday. Shout out to Shamaj.
I'm disappointed in you, Steven.
Getting the people to donate $100 yesterday. There was no swear jar today. It was a lot of fun.
Hey,
man.
Samaj gets all credit for today.
Samaj also instituted a new rule that goes into
he kicked the pit bull off the show. He kicked the pit bull off. He kicked all the Dobermans off the show and the Rockwellers off the show.
On. So basically, if you donate $25 to the channel, you will then have a swear jar pass that was instituted yesterday. Shout out to Samaj. So something new to the channel. But swear jars back in full effect tomorrow unless you have a pass or you pay your swear jar fees. Tomorrow's Thursday. Cameron will be on with me. We're going to be hanging out. We're going to be talking a lot of Dolphins tomorrow. All right, let me and then Friday, I don't know if Jason Sarney's coming on with me or not because he's going to be going on that Dolphins cruise, and I know he's doing that. And yeah, and then next week's up in the air, but it sounds like Lewis is going to take over Wednesday, if I'm correct. Lewis, are you going to be in front of a computer or working on Wednesday? How are you going to run the show from your phone?
I will be at the house. I can run it. I should have Wednesday off.
All right.
But I will definitely be in touch.
So there will be definitely a Wednesday show, and I will look
Wednesday
at
Wildin' Out. All right.
Friday. So you will have Wildin' Out Wednesday next week. It's all up to Lewis, and I will make sure it's all set up for Lewis.
Okay.
Yep. Complete failure.
Final thought of the day. We're going to start with crypto, and crypto, not a vonologue, not a monologue. Somebody said Von Joe had a vonologue today, not a monologue. Yeah, no monologue. Crypto. Final thought. A thought.
It's your fault, Steven.
It is. It's all my.
It's your fault, Steven. Good show. Shout out to Wildin' Out Wednesdays once again. Smash success. Even though we've come to realization that
this is one of the best Wildin' Out Wednesdays we've ever had.
It was good.
It was really good.
It was good.
Yeah.
We all know that Dade is a snitch. And
Bruh, these old people, bro. I'm trying to tell you, dog.
And Caslin, the homie, because I tried to clarify what he said earlier about Mac Jones. He said all that stuff at the beginning of the season.
Get it out.
Hey,
But,
Jose says, Steven, don't forget tomorrow's opening day for baseball. Hell yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Super excited about it. I know nobody else is, but I am.
Let's do it.
What did you say, Samaj?
Yeah.
I'm a Yankees
Shut
fan,
that
bro.
shit up. You better shut that shit up. We ain't no
the
fucking
Cubs
Yankees
is going
fans here.
162-0.
We didn't have a
You
team.
heard it here first.
We didn't have a team, bro. Like I'm a Lakers fan. I root for the Heat, but we didn't have a team when I was growing up. I had my team established. My grandmama made me a Yankee fan.
Look, man,
I'm 51 years old, bro.
I feel sorry for you, Yankee fans.
You were alive when Babe Ruth was there. You saw Murderers Row and Lou Gehrig and all that. I understand your old ass saw that. I get it. I understand.
Hey, look, I got kicked out of the 97 World Series Game 7 in Miami for fighting.
Did you really?
Yeah, me and my
For
boys
fighting,
in
damn.
the parking lot. So I root for the Marlins. Trust me.
Hey, I just got one thing. I just got one thing to say. Let's go Mets. Let's go Mets. Let's go Mets.
Steven, you allowed this.
Bro, shut that shit up.
You just let this guy up here talking about the goddamn Mets.
Fan out of here. We don't want this stupid Mets fan here.
He a pain freak. That's what it is.
Man.
He got the Mets.
Exactly.
Hey, Alex, do I need to get back on you, Alex? Do I need to get back? Yeah, that's what I thought.
They got on camera. Don't make me do it. Don't
Hey, let me see that forehead one more time.
Dave.
Captain Receive. Captain Receive.
You gotta pay for that. You gotta pay for that.
That boy got that George Jefferson.
Jose,
Hey, look, I can accept mine. You have Beijing.
Fuck the Knicks too.
You can pull my shit, Dave. You can pull my shit.
Pull. Yeah, let me see how you hold up in a bucket of water.
Jose says Steven today was good until crypto went on his AARP talking points with his percentages. Noob says the Mets season ended during the World Baseball Classic. Damn.
Talk to him, Noob.
No lies told there. No lies told there.
We lost Edwin Diaz, but we're still going to win. We're still going to win these.
Between the Phillies having season-ending injuries and the Mets having season-ending injuries,
Marlins have a shot. The Marlins have a shot to get the number one pick. The Marlins have a shot to be the worst team in baseball.
I'm gonna need
That's what they
somebody
have
to
a
get
shot
this
at being.
guy out of here. Somebody get this asshole Mets fan out of here. I don't like y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I went to the Jets Dolphins game last year, and then that night I went to the Mets. I forget who they were playing, but they lost. But it was Game 5 of the playoffs. I went to the playoffs.
San
Diego. That's right. I should have known that. Manny Machado, my guy. Love me some Manny. All right, Crypto, get out of here.
All right, that's all I wanted to say, Steven. And good show as always, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
Working today.
Be good.
Hey, Steven.
Later.
Just remember the Cubs 162-0.
Yeah, that's well.
Okay.
Stupider things have been said. Not a lot more.
That's the Padres doing that.
Yeah. Get out of here, Crypto.
That's what it is.
Bye, Felicia. Fuck out of here. Dumb shit. Caslin, final thought of the day.
I just think there's one fact that nobody's talking about, and that's how other teams are going to play us. Yeah, year two in this offense, but teams are going to know how to play us. They're going to look at that San Francisco game and the Chargers game and figure out what they need to do to stop us. So unless we can overcome it, I don't see us having that good of a year.
Bro, we're going to be fine, bro. Two are going to be in the same system for the second year. The games are smart enough to design plays. They look alike. Formation look alike. Man, we're going to be fine. I'm excited about what we're doing this year. I can't wait.
That's not me. I don't have hopium. I'm not Steven. I don't have hopium.
I got that hopium 2 for $20, y'all. 2 for $20. Got that hopium.
Steven, if you really think after all this I was gonna come in and get my goddamn final take, you got life absolutely fucked up. Okay. Just letting you know.
I like how he's like trying to be quiet.
God damn.
You got life fucked up, goddamn it. So let me go ahead and give my final takes before I go.
All right, well,
I got another.
Caslin, are you done?
Yeah, pretty much.
I love you, brother. Be good, man.
Yeah, Caslin tripping, by the way. I completely disagree with everything that Caslin said.
Oh shit, WrestleMania's this weekend?
Don't
Damn.
give a fuck.
I forgot about this. That's why I don't watch wrestling. I don't watch a lot of wrestling.
You literally watch a soap opera with men running around in their speedos.
I mean,
Fuck
hey,
wrong
look,
with you
I'm not
guys?
gonna lie. I watched the Royal Rumble this year. That was fun, but you know.
I stopped watching
Anyways,
wrestling when I noticed it was
go ahead,
fake.
Conjo.
Anyways,
Go ahead. Hey,
So,
by the way, we don't need a
after-
vinyl. We don't need a monologue either. It's a final thought, not a monologue.
Jeez. Can I finish?
Okay, go ahead.
Could I even start? For fucking hell, man. Anyways, so after I berated our QB1 earlier, right? At the end of the day, he is our best option for getting to the promised land. That's on this team. He has to sit here and lead us to the promised land. I'm giving him listen, as of right now, like I said before, earlier this month, right? When I went back and forth with you, Super Bowl or bust with Tua Tagovailoa. I ain't trying to hear no other. Listen, I ain't trying to hear nothing else. The left arm is gonna get us there because second year of this offense. Hold on before you say anything. Second year in this offense, and if I have the expectation that our O-line is gonna get better in the second year of running this offense, of this coaching and this scheme, right? I'm expecting for him to take another step. That's the expectation, for him to only get better. The more he is, that's fair, right?
Yeah, that's
that
fair.
he's going to get better. So if
that's absolutely fair.
So if him being better had him in, if his first year in this offense had us in MVP conversations, right? In the beginning of the year. Second year, I need Tua. My expectation with Tua is to be in those same conversations, but at the end of the year.
Yes.
All right. That's my expectations. All right. For him to take the next step. And if anybody thinks that's being outlandish or putting too much on his plate, guess what? You guys don't have faith in him, and you guys are a whole bunch of fucking haters. All right? Because at the end of the day, I expect him to grow.
Not at the beginning.
So, again, not just at the beginning. I need him there at the end when it all matters, and that's my expectation, that he needs to be there. Not the beginning of the day. We already seen the beginning of the day. That was last year. At the end of the day, I need him here at the end of the season, and he needs to be there to take us to the promised land. If he is my franchise quarterback, and that's my expectation, and that's all I'm putting that shit on his plate, whether it's fair or not.
Time out, guys. Time out.
What happened?
So your son Austin Jackson grow some balls this year.
God damn it, Austin Jackson is going to be
That's
fine.
messed up.
That's all
Mike
right.
McDaniel.
Hey, all black people don't look alike,
McDaniel
bro.
told us that Austin Jackson is going to be fine. Eichenberg is going to be fine. So again, Steven, after my tirade at the beginning of the season and at the beginning of the show, right? I'm still a Dolphin fan, and at the same time, I'm rocking with QB1 because the team told me to rock with QB1, right? So I got to rock with QB1, and I'm going to watch the games. I'm going to root them just like I was in a fucking stadium in that hot burning ass sun with you where we almost had a fucking heat stroke.
My fat ass was dying, son.
And Steven had to be the MVP.
I was hanging on, Von Joe. Like,
were you feeling faint,
Steven was the fucking MVP when he sat there and got a chunk of ice.
I need to take you to a hospital. Like,
he got a chunk of ice out of the water bucket, the beer bucket. It was just like, hey man, just give me the ice, fuck that, and put it under our hats so we could survive. And we sat there and rooted him on
during the game.
Yeah,
I was like,
and we rooted him on. Did we not? At near catching a heat stroke, we
did it
rooted
not
him
save
on.
our lives? It saved our lives.
It did, and we rooted on our QB1. Right, we rooted on Tua Tagovailoa, and then we
were there for that Buffalo game too. You and I,
the Buffalo game where the stadium went nuts as we rooted him on.
Joe and I have had some great memories together at Hard Rock Stadium.
And literally, when I said he was out, wasn't I upset that he was out?
Yeah,
I was dejected. When he came back on, what did I celebrate?
I need y'all to realize once we get in,
because at the end of the day, Von Jones has a brain. He knows that Tua is the best option for the team.
When we get in season, we'll know that QB number one is the guy.
QB number one is the guy, and at the end of the day, I'm just saying he's our best option on this roster to get to where we need to get. Don't tell me Skyler. Don't fucking tell me Mike White. God damn it. No. Tua Tagovailoa is our best option. And I'm
Who you like better, Mike White or Skyler?
Skyler. I would say Mike White. Okay, I'll say Mike White because he's from Broward. Lauderdale.
I wanted you to say Mike White just to piss off Pete.
All right, Lauderdale. Listen, I'm gonna go with Lauderdale. Mike White, goddamn it. So at the end of the day,
he from your hood, bro.
Exactly, Lauderdale, goddamn it. So shit, fuck Skyler.
St. Thomas College, St. Thomas High School.
Joe said, "Fuck."
But I ain't gonna lie, having a hometown guy didn't help us last year with Teddy.
You right? Shit, fuck. Goddamn.
Hey, didn't I say a final thought? Not a final monologue.
Listen, I do what I want, goddammit. Hold your goddamn nuts and hold on. Go for the ride. But at the end of the day, my expectations is, hey, we get into the Super Bowl, we get into the ship. You play to win the fucking game, not to get to the goddamn conference championship and shit the bed. We are not the fucking Buffalo Jills, a whole bunch of hoes. We are not the goddamn Jets that can't get nowhere. We are not the fucking Cheaterets that have to cheat their way into the goddamn final. No, we got to get it out the mud and kick all their asses this year. And Steven, yes, I'm still protesting. I'm not going to a game. These motherfuckers that sit there and wear this logo have to earn every fucking goddamn thing from me this season. Nah, they got to earn everything.
Bonjo, you being at the game's the reason we won the bill.
He'll be at a game.
God damn it, I will be in the parking lot.
He'll be at a game.
But I am
he
not
ain't gonna be able to hold back. He's going.
Dave, you probably right. God damn it. That's a sad thing. I'm talking all this cash shit.
Once you get in season, bro, the excitement alone, bro, you gonna go, bro. Don't worry.
You already know it. It's like a toxic relationship. I'm that bitch in the corner toss up. He just hits me because he loves me.
Now I will say this. All the shit you talked about Big O and Tua today is going to come back on me. Just so you know, I'm going to get the full grunt of all that.
No. The Tua, okay. It is what it is. The big hoe. Tell him I double down on that shit. You know where to find me.
I don't want to. I like Big O. That's my guy.
All right, that's you.
Why?
You didn't say
why.
Because he's a good man.
Steven,
he's a really good guy.
Steven, are you telling me that I no longer have freedom of speech?
I never said that.
Okay, then.
Oh, we silencing people now.
Is he gonna be? Does he have a problem with freedom of speech?
I don't know.
Apparently he does.
Listen, this is America, and goddamn it, this is Florida, and nobody. This is America, and goddamn, this is Florida, and nobody. Florida's like Florida. You cannot subdue Florida. COVID couldn't even stop Florida. Okay, COVID didn't even shut down Florida. Goddamn it, nobody can Florida like Florida does. Okay.
Ask the Breakfast Club.
So the big hoe knows how we get down here, so he should know better. If he want to come see me, damn it, I stay outside.
Whatever, man. Get out of here. I love you,
Love y'all. Peace out. Fins up, baby.
See what I got to deal with, guys. Right, Samaj, final thought.
I'll go. Listen, guys. I think all of us, man, we're passionate about our team. We talk shit, we argue and fight with one another because we care. But if I'm being honest, this is why I'm excited about this season. We was able to accomplish what we did. We should have did a lot more. But people keep forgetting that we played with a skeleton crew on defense. Does that not make a difference? We played with guys that should have never been on the field. They probably could have never played for any other team. But we found a way to get it done. It wasn't pretty always, but we got it done. I'm telling you, I expect Tua to blow the roof off things this year. He has to, for his bank account, for his legacy, and to shut up a whole bunch of people that talk shit.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? And you got to be tough to play this game. And you got to be tough to be a fucking quarterback. I'm not talking about the Jake Cutler type that, you know what I'm saying? I thought Jake was cool because he'll smoke a Newport before he go on the field. You know what I'm saying? That Jake, he reminds me of Brett Favre.
And then we found out he was just Adam Gase's boy collecting a paycheck. That's it.
Exactly. Goes that $10 million for nothing. But, man, listen, man. I'm excited, man. I'm a Dolphin, always been a Dolphins. I got a Tua jersey because he our quarterback. And when he leaves and some of us come, I'm going to get theirs too. That's just what I do. But we're going to be good, man. I'm excited, man. I plan on being at training camp this year, Steven. I hope if you come down, I hope to see you, to meet you in person, big guy.
I've never done training camp. I've always thought about coming. Look, man,
Training camp is fun. You should go to training camp.
It's fun, but it's hot as hell.
It is. Now that's worse than the stadium.
Dave, I got. It costs money, my guy.
Yeah.
It's the thing called money.
We got time. We're gonna try to get you there.
Well, move your ass to down south, so you ain't got to be able to.
What I live in, which is an apartment. Okay?
I didn't say live comfortably. I said move down south.
So real talk, my wife sent me photos of like $300,000 houses. Okay, let me tell you how bad those houses looked. I mean, they were just tore up from the floor up, just horrible.
$350,000 houses down here aren't shit.
They are horrible, bro. And I'm like, no way, no
If you
way.
want a nice crib, Steven, in
I'm
a nice
doing it.
neighborhood, it's gonna cost you $600,000.
Well, that until I start making some good money, I ain't moving down there.
But listen,
So
man, I'm not.
it ain't happening.
I'm not just
apartment
a fan,
condo,
you know what I'm
Steven.
saying? I'm not. I want to be an asset. You know
So
what
I can spend $2,500 to $3,000 a month on a 2 or 3 bedroom apartment. That's double.
Hey, look, I just collected on somebody that's paying $1,200 a month for inefficiency.
Yeah,
So
man.
good
No.
luck.
$3,000.
Good luck.
Anything over $2,500, you need to be paying mortgage, not rent.
Yep.
All right. That's real talk. But man, listen, man. I'm excited, man. I think we're gonna do big things. I'm excited about us having the second hardest schedule because I'm old school. You want to be the best, you beat the best. I'm telling you right now, that hard schedule is gonna pay off at the end of the year because we're gonna be better tested. We're gonna know how to win, and we're gonna know how to win ugly. And I'm ready for it, man. Bring it on. Line them up, man. Line them up. And let's do it, fellas. Much love to you guys. I'll be tuned in tomorrow. Lewis, next Wednesday, if you're on, bro, I'm coming on to rock with you because I fuck with you, Lewis. Hear me in a major way. You my man.
That's the most questionable thing you said all day, Samaj.
Come on, Dave County, man. Come on, man. You gotta love Lewis, man.
Nah, bro, Lewis know I just be messing with Lewis, dog. Lewis know he my dog.
Lewis a real Florida boy. That's why I rock with him. He just like me.
Yeah, up north though. Can't handle this south shit.
Anyway, man, great show today, Steven. Glad I was able to contribute something. You know what I'm saying? And I just hope it gets bigger and better for you, brother.
I love you, brother. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Peace, fellas.
Be
All right,
easy.
Samaj.
All right, boss.
And then there were 3. I'm gonna go with Dade County.
Yeah, I knew it. You got to keep Lewis on longer.
Nope.
Even though I'm the one that had to call him up here today.
I meant to say I'm going with you last. I'm going with Lewis next.
It's all good, bro. Look, mine is easy, bro. Go Dolphins. Everybody stay black.
Stay black. I can't say that,
tell
Dave.
Lewis, take that bait.
That's cultural
Tell Lewis to take
appropriation
that
for me.
Beijing
That
off.
does not work for me.
Oh, first of all, Steven, you can identify as anything nowadays. You can identify as a black man.
We're not going there.
Am I lying?
You're
Am
not
I
getting
lying?
me canceled. Not getting me canceled. Get out
All
of here,
right,
Dave.
y'all, man. Y'all
Man,
boys
we
be
good.
safe, man.
All right, Dave.
All right, Lewis. Get on camera. Do your final thought.
Well, right now I'm driving, so I can't get on camera.
Okay.
And I might be chopping up. But again, this is shows like this is the reason I would say that I want to start doing more YouTube shows on the Fins Tailgate. And shows like this is why I appreciate you so much, Steven. Because again, we don't usually cuss on your channel, but there was a rule made yesterday. There was a goal that was met yesterday, and then you let everybody come up here, and I won't say his name because you got mad at me earlier for bringing that guy up, but there's just certain things that I don't respect. Everybody has a voice, whether you agree, disagree, whatever. This is why, again, Steven, I respect this platform so much because you give everybody a chance to voice their opinion. And for that, brother, I love you. I'm always going to fuck with you. I'm always going to rock with you. And again, you got me mad, Steven. You and Von Joe having your little love fest about, oh, Von Joe's the reason we won. Because I was also there in Buffalo. How quick we forget, Steven, that your boy
Lewis,
was
I was
also there
just
in
making
Buffalo.
Bon Joe feel better to try to bring him out to a tailgate. I really didn't mean that.
Okay, all right. So there you go. But no, man, listen. Again, you got a fan in me, Steven. You got a brother in me, Steven. We will always be down. Listen, I tell everybody all the time, me and Steven are down like 4 flat tires. So
4
it
flats
is what
on
it
a
is, man.
Cadillac.
4 flats on the Cadillac, man. I rock with you, and today was an amazing show, and I was just glad that I was a part of it, man. So I
If
appreciate
you guys
Steven.
like today's show, we were $30 away from goal today. Donate. Get 3 people to donate $10.
Yeah, hit
Let's
it,
finish
man.
up the show strong. It was a great
Make it
show
happen.
today. Get 3 people donate $10. We hit our goal for the day. Let's go. Let's get it. Dude, I enjoyed so much today. I do understand why I have a swear jar. Trust me. That's today reminds me of the reasons why I know I have a swear jar. Because everybody went off today and had no filter and let everything that came out of their mouth fly today. I want to state for the record, so it is known. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put myself kind of big on the screen here. I, Steven Daniels, and Miami Sports Music has no beef with any other content providers, and it respects all content platforms. That includes Big O and everybody else in the community. Okay. I would appreciate if that was reciprocated, but some people might feel that because I allow people to say what's on their mind about them, that I'm not respecting their platform. That might be true, but that might not be true, but that might be their truth, or that might be how they view it. But I believe that, look, we're all family here. I do try to promote kindness, positivity, and love. I do try to promote inclusion, but sometimes my listeners just don't like certain people. Now I try to cut it out. You hear me every time they open their mouths about somebody. Guys, come on, let's not do that. And I really mean that, right? But can't help how other people feel. What I will say is, man, I respect everybody's platform. I enjoy most people's platforms, and man, just what does he say? What does he say? Stay black, man.
Man, stay black, man. Hey, stay Latino out here, man. Stay Cuban, man.
Yep. I'm not gonna say stay white, but if the shoe fits.
Yeah. Look, at the end of the day,
I'm getting canceled now. I'm getting canceled.
No, you're not getting canceled. And just let me follow up a little bit on what you just said, Stephen, because again, I won't mention no names. There's no names to be mentioned. I already said what I had to say earlier. But it's like, at least I know I can come over here to Miami Sports Music and I can use this platform to have a voice. Mm-hmm. I know if I go to other places, right, they either block me or don't let me up, and again, that's like, how could I tell somebody how I really feel about them if they won't allow me to say it? You see what I'm saying? So right. for me,
the whole point of this one of the biggest points of this platform or this show is to give people an opportunity to express how they feel. And so if somebody feels some way against another person, I'd rather not them say F that person or that person's a dumbass or a hoe or a bitch or anything like that. But if they say, I really don't like that guy's platform because he doesn't allow me to express my feelings, or I believe that he's censorship, I don't have a problem if you put something like that to somebody. Like, I'm going to be like, well, hey, look, how they run their channels, but I hear you. But when you start calling somebody a bitch and stuff like that, there's no need for that. Okay? None.
I hear you. I listen, I maybe got a little carried away. And for my part, if I talked about anybody today, it has nothing to do affiliated with Miami Sports Music or Steven Daniels.
I know.
He does not agree with a lot of the things he's told y'all that.
I have had like legit discussions with people that are direct affiliate, like fans and listeners. So I'm like, guys, you guys are putting me in such a bad position. And not because I've been called out on it through other by the way, it's not everybody you would think, but it's I feel like respect works both ways, but I feel like if I say something That's my opinion. If somebody else says something, the whole point of my platform is to give people a voice. Now, I try to cut it out, but I'm not going to sit here and kick people off unless they're just being belligerent. But some people might take what was said earlier today about some people as belligerent. It was definitely borderline, but I think it was also, in my opinion, some of it was in fun and in jest. So I don't know. I just know that I love everybody and I respect everybody, and that's coming from me. And if you come to me and you have a problem, I will tell you how I feel about you and how I respect you, but I can't stop how other people feel about other people. It's what it
I
is.
hear you. Listen, again, that's why for my part, Steven has nothing to do with that. I said what I said about certain people, and it just is what it is. But again, Steven, appreciate everything you do. Love you, homie. And we'll do it again soon. I'll get with you, and let me get to the office today, look at the schedule and stuff, and I'll be in touch about Wednesday. See what we can figure out.
Sounds good, man. It will be people will definitely. Color said these people think that we have some kind of responsibility because of our audience to chill. Our speeds are just ridiculous. My bank account needs to get way bigger before I give up that liberty.
There you go.
I'll give you 2 thumbs up there, Color.
Yeah, I agree with Color 100%. Absolutely. I agree with him.
Can't help how everybody feels. Miss Fins, you need to hit me up. You need to hit me up, Miss Fins. All right.
Well, listen,
I love you, man. Be good, bro.
Throw me off the screen, Steven. God, you got me up here, man.
All right. I will throw you off the screen, and I will finish the show. Guys, Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Actually, Miss Fins, get in the back room so we can talk real quick. Just hit the link. I won't bring you on officially. And, I'll talk to you at the end of the show. But, hey, Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Hope you all enjoyed the show today. It was a lot of fun. Wilding Out Wednesday. There was no swear jar. It was awesome. It was good stuff. So you guys are the best. I love you all. I love all the fans. Thank you so much for watching and enjoying the show. Tomorrow's Throwback Thursday. I'll have Cameron on with me, and we'll have a good time there too. Thank you guys for watching. It's going to be a great show tomorrow. If you guys missed any of the show today, go back and rewatch it. Love y'all. Peace.
I know the whole city ride.